everyone. Just gonna go live on YouTube for a minute here. See if it even works. I normally go live on TikTok. I used to get a lot of love on YouTube, but now I try to go live, I don't get nobody. I get it. People don't want to watch me, that's cool. But I would like to regain my viewership a little bit if I could. Let me put myself up here. Get my little monitor going. We're gonna eat a little fruit here. I'm a tropical fruit farmer. My name is Tom Siddons. I'm the owner of SleepyLizard avocado farm. And while we don't have any avocados this time of year, we have some other types of tropical fruit. Mamey, sapodilla, carambola, some limes, some coconuts. I'm gonna eat some of that fruit for you and show you some of that fruit today. Reach out, let me know where you're at. Looks like RDR Security says hi. Hi back to you, RDR Security. How you doing? Looks like we already, I'm gonna like my own live stream. I just clicked like on my own live stream. 1,000 Eyes is here. Oh, 1,000 Eyes in One. You've been making some really good posts, really good comments on YouTube. Very supportive. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes it's hard for me to connect a YouTube name back to an actual human being who's been here to the farm. Or sometimes you guys change your names on YouTube, but I feel like I don't recognize the what is it, the 1,000 Eyes in One. I've been seeing that new lately. Are you someone who's new to the channel, or are you someone who's been around a while and changed your name? Oh, you're tuning in from Scotland. We got Greater Good from Coral Gables, of course. Greater Good. I know you and I know where you're from. Let's see here. Tickle Toucher. Tickle Toucher. Okay, all right, welcome Tickle Toucher. Risky name, and I applaud it. I like people who take risks. Thank you for that YouTube name, Tickle Toucher. We got Henry Kazeldana 3377. Your whole family loves our videos and tropical fruits. Thank you so much, Henry. I really appreciate that. Clippy Clippinson says, hey Tom, originally from South Florida, moved to Central Florida. Oh, and the frost really killed Clippy's tropicals up there. And you missed the South. Yeah, it was a bad weekend for you guys, that freeze. I mean, it hurt us even down here. One of my buddies took $5 million in loss in sweet potato. Sweet potato crop was wiped out, and some tomatoes, I think. We lost a couple of trees. We lost a lot of bananas, but nothing consequential to the business. We had some damage to our avocado trees. Our mangoes dropped a lot of fruit, but they're doing a second bloom now and holding fruit really good. But yeah, it was bad. For any of you that aren't aware what we're talking about, there was a freeze in Florida last month, which is horrible for tropical fruits. And if you're new to tropical fruit, you're looking at a tropical fruit called mamey or mamey sapote. Also in the sapote family, its littler cousin called sapodilla. We have starfruit or carambola right here. We have a lime which I originally thought was a key lime from our tree out back, but when I picked it up and looked at it, my wife must have bought this at Publix, which it always embarrasses me when my wife buys fruit, being a fruit farmer. And then we've got a coconut. Got some juice in it, but my son has a little device that you can, I can always go drill into it, but my son has like a punch that you go through and then you put a little straw and you could drink the juice out. And like I say, this is the mamey sapote, and this is what we're selling right now. We're selling it at our website, which is guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com. And okay, so who else do I need to say hello to here? Henry's from Dallas. Pavici is present. South Florida Surge knows Greater Good. They're buddies. Okay, so 1,000 Eyes in One said he changed his name. He's been following for a couple years. The way we've been talking back and forth in the chat felt like you're someone, I felt familiarity. I just didn't recognize the name. Got it. Greater Good doesn't want his pickle tickled. Most people want their pickle tickled, Greater. I don't know, maybe you tickled your pickle already and you're sick of it for the day. I don't know, but most people aren't gonna say no to a good pickle tickling. At least where I come from. PTO, I don't know what your name is. Tom's putting an engine in a Suburban, but he'll listen. Fantastic. Yeah, your trees in Northport got rock bad. How far are you into the engine swap project? Let me know. Greater Good lost 98% of his spring fruit. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even Coral Gables, you're further north than me, Greater. And I didn't take any measures because I wasn't sure what to do, and it was kind of a crapshoot. And I only have a pump on 2 of my farms anyways. I got 10 acres where I can run a pump all night. The other 25 don't even have pumps on them. So I slept soundly because there was nothing I could do. I didn't have to lay awake at night wondering, should I put my pump on or not? I just had to let Mother Nature do her thing. And spoiler alert, Greater, I might be adding 10 more acres next week. Straight mango. We'll let you know. South Florida Surge is from Loxahatchee. Lena's Farm says hello. Hello back to you. South Florida Surge says GTSY Tom. Oh, I never know what those things mean. I text my 17-year-old son and he just texts his letters back to me. I never know what is GT. Good to see you. I bet that means good to see you. Good to see you too, South Florida Surge. 1,000 Eyes in One. Yeah. Matt needs some mango budwood. Yeah, look around, Matt. In the summertime, a lot of people sell budwood online. Florida Surge says, wait at least another month or 2. I don't know if you're talking to Greater Good, but if Greater says he lost his fruit, he lost his fruit because he knows his shit. Federico Landeata, what do you think about Oro Negro avocado tree and the fruits? I love the Oro Negro. I love it. It's a black-skinned, smooth-skinned, late-season avocado, very dense flesh, and you don't even start picking it till December. So if you're a backyard grower, you can let Oro Negro on the tree from December well into March, which is a dead time for avocados. Most avocados, our early start in May, and we're kind of done by Christmas time, early January. The Oro Negro, the Rani, there's a few others give you that extra 3 months. The problem as a commercial grower, and I love the flavor, I love the texture, I love everything about it, but I only grow 1 Oro Negro tree, and it's just for us to eat, and it's for me to make contact about, and I'll tell you why. I have to prune my groves. We have to, when you're a backyard grower, you can kind of go out through this tree, that tree, however you want. When you have a grove, you have to shape that whole grove and you have to keep it in control. You don't want like 1 or 2 trees on the southeast part of your grove to grow real high and then cast shade on the rest of the grove. Or you don't want anything like that. You just, the trees are always fighting for sunlight. They're fighting for nutrients below the ground, and you want to keep a grove nice and even and encourage the trees to grow outward rather than upward. And we do that after we pick the last fruit and before flowering season. Well, if I have Oro Negro on the tree till March, it's only just early March. My trees have been flowering for a month now. So I got to do my pruning and my hedging, and I'd still have fruit on the trees with Oro Negro. So as a commercial crop, it wouldn't work for me because I'd either have to leave the fruit, but then when I hedged and when I pruned afterwards, I wouldn't get flowers and I wouldn't have fruit the next season. I'd only have it every other season. And as a commercial grower, you can't go in with chainsaws and like spot trim trees. You'd never get the job done. You'd get to the end of the grove and it would be time to start all over again. And so I love it as a backyard crop. I love it like as an avocado, the flavor. I love the growing characteristics. It is said to be the most cold hardy of all the avocados. It's been recorded to actually survive temperatures below 20 for a few hours at night. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm a big fan of the Oro Negro. P to the B, Perry, I get it, P to the B. Listen, Perry, I'm gonna tell you something. When I'm on these little lives and I'm looking at stuff, I get, people are watching me, and so it's hard to like just sit down and think about something. You feel pressure to keep talking and keep entertaining, And so, but P to the B, I get it. P to the B, Perry. Yeah, we met. Yeah, I remember you, Perry. I don't meet many Perrys. So I remember you. And I'm glad you're at work watching me on the stream. I hope you're having a good Friday. Greater Good people. You don't like it when I'm going to tell you something, greater good. You don't like it when people describe mame as tasting like sweet potato, and I agree with you. I agree with you. And I went through a very interesting sort of metamorphosis, greater, over the last week. I get almond. I get an almond and a little bit of a vanilla. Now, I'm not going to lie, I do get a little bit of a sweet potato pie flavor. Not a sweet potato, but sweet potato pie. But I've been getting this year an almond vibe off of my mame. And I had a customer text me this morning thanking me. They got their box last week. They let it ripen. They tried their first mame ever. They said it tasted like Amarillo, which I'm not 100% sure on that, but is that not a liquor, like an almond flavored liquor or liqueur, whatever, whatever, I don't know. But I decided today I'm going to describe mame a little differently. And there is an unmistakable almond flavor in there. And I'm going to have some right now because I didn't eat my lunch today. Starting now till July, a half of mame will be my lunch every day. I love them. Now, don't go thinking I'm a vegan. Don't go thinking I eat healthy. I'll go right to Five Guys tonight and have a cheeseburger and fries, and with ketchup and salt and pepper. I mean, but I do love me some fruit. And here is a sapodilla, which is the little cousin of the mame. Here's what it looks like. And greater, you'll be interested to know, this is not a known variety. This is seed grown. I planted a known variety, probably Hacia, and the graft failed, but I let the tree grow anyway. And it's in 2 seasons ago, it gave its first fruit, and they're delicious. I haven't named it yet. The interesting thing is the sapodillas these trees give me are like perfectly round. They're like little racket balls, and they're freaking delicious. If you're someone who's never eaten a sapodilla flesh is almost identical to a pear. Pear might be a little more crunchy, but this has that grit. When you get down to the end, there it is. Oh, I'm getting that little sandy grit, which I love. The skin is edible, just like on a pear or an apple or a peach. You can eat the skin. And sapodilla is delicious. Super high in oil content. I feel like I'm talking about avocado. Super high in sugar content. And the flavor is, and greater or anyone else that's out there, please feel free to chime in. Charger Mopar, wow, alive. Listen, I ain't gonna do a 7 or 12 hour live like you do because I don't have that kind of stamina. But maybe I'll be here for a half hour or so. Mopar, how you doing today? Welcome to the live. The flavor of sapodilla, a lot of people describe it as brown sugar or molasses. Some varieties have a little hint of cinnamon in them. I've had some that have just a little taste of, if you go looking for it in your brain, just a little taste, a little hint of maple syrup. Just think sweetness. They're super sweet. And of all my fruits, the only ones I've ever had diabetics say that they have to stay away from is the sapodilla because it's so high in sugar content, and it's the cousin of the mame. So this is the mame sapote. This is the sapodilla, also known as chico, also known as nispero, also known as naseberry. And while they're both sapote, they're very different. You wouldn't want to eat the skin of a mame. I suppose you could, but it's not going to taste good. This, it tastes good. You hardly notice it. And like I said, the mame has a little bit of like a vanilla, almond, sweet potato, tropical cherry flavor. They're really, really good. I love them anyways. Let's see here. True Tidings is making messages and then retracting them. True Tidings, you don't have to retract anything. If you say something, I mean, unless you want to, but like if you say something and you feel you crossed a line or you might offend someone, that's not going to happen with me. I just kind of let people say what they say. I don't know. I've never been convinced that, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I've just not been convinced that that's debunked. I believe that's true. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I've been a salesman all my life, now I'm on the internet, so I'm used to I'm the older brother of 4 boys, So hit me with it, you know, you don't have to retract anything you say. And if anybody on here gets fussy with you, just remind them, this is America. You got the right to free speech, you know what I'm saying? Let's see here. South Florida Surge met us last year at the Mango Festival as you were packing up. Well, great. Well, hopefully we'll meet you again this year. I met a lot of people that I could barely move. And it was so great to put faces to the names at the Mango Festival. I really had a great day that day. That was nice. I can't wait for this year. Corey Bethune says hello, and we say hello back to you. Federico says, good to hear you're a backyard gardener. You just bought one to replace your trees that got killed from the cold. You bought a Haas. Oh, you're replacing a Haas with Oro Negro. That's what you're saying. And you're pretty new to fruit growing, and you're happy to learn from me. Well, you picked a good fruit to grow. Avocado, in the right climate, as long as you're in the right USDA hardiness zone, it's going to grow. Your job as a grower is to just give it what it needs, remove its impediments, and then stay the hell out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to fuss. You don't have to go out and look at every leaf and remove every little insect. Avocados are going to grow. So if you're new, that's a good place to start. And you're going to love the Oro Negro. True Tidings, please can I gift you one mame fruit? Okay, so True Tidings is the one I just said. Message retracted, and now you're saying, can you gift me one mame fruit? My answer is no. I don't do that. No, I'm not going to do that. It's not cool to go around with your hand out asking people to give you free shit. Earn it. You know, we sell these at guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com. When you got on my live, I didn't say to you, can you send me $10 for nothing? Can you just send me a $10 bill, right? I didn't say that to you. Well, now you're asking me to send you something for free. Why? In the time it took you to do that, you maybe could have Googled someone that's hiring and maybe start working toward getting a job. But no, I'm not going to. No, Stop asking people for free stuff. It's not cool. Greater good, amaretto. What did I say? Amarillo? I don't know. Whatever the hell I said. Amaretto. Someone said the mame tasted like amaretto, which I think has something of an almond taste to it, if I ain't mistaken. Mopar had a mame tree blow over in a pot, and it had rooted through the ground. Are you going to be able to salvage it, Mopar? Let us know. Peter the Beast says Sapodilla is amazeballs. It is amazeballs. I mean, I don't like describing any fruit. I don't like describing anything I eat. I don't like describing anything I put in my mouth as balls. You know what I'm saying? Like amazeballs. But you're right, it is amazeballs. Greater good. Did the cold put a hurting on my local coyote population? Well, greater. I put a hurting on my local coyote population. The cold definitely burnt all our grass. It burnt a lot of my Monstera deliciosa. I lost a caimito tree. I lost a bunch of banana trees, but they're just whatever, you know. Had some damage to exposed avocado trees. So any avocado trees that were in like a more open area, like a recently planted out area or an area where I did some clearing, the trees along the edge of the opening got some damage. And I had a couple of mango trees with some black tips and some black buds and flowers that kind of died, but we dodged a lot of it down here. Lena's Farm wants to know, how do we order? Lena, you can go to guacfarm.com, which is guacfarm.com, and you'll see my prices include shipping. I try to treat my customers the way I like to be treated when I'm a customer. And one thing I can't stand, and it's always been this way, but it's really gotten worse in the last 5 years. Seems like everything we buy now, they add like 6 or 7 different little things at the end, you know. You buy the local high school. My son plays high school football and all his friends, and I coach youth football. So all the boys I coached over the years. I go to all the games. I love it. Used to be $5 cash at the gate before COVID. $5, they give you a little red ticket, they rip it in half, in you go. Then they started using apps, and they raised them to $10, you know, because they got to pay the app company. And now the app company puts a $2 transaction fee to buy in the ticket. Now, wasn't technology supposed to like make things cheaper, faster, and more efficient? And so if you were paying a girl at the desk to collect tickets, and let's say we're paying her $10 an hour, right? You took one of your seniors, sat her down, let her pay $10 an hour, pay her $10 an hour. She sells 200 tickets in the hour she's there, and you got 3 or 4 other girls, right? You paid her $10, she sold 200 tickets. That's 20 cents a ticket for a human being who had to actually be paid to sit there and do something. Now a computer system needs me to pay $2? Why? But that's how it is, right? And same thing, you go to a hotel, there's the room price, then boom, all these, charges afterwards. You get your cell phone bill, yeah, there's the $99 a month you agreed to, and then another $99, and all these $5 here and $12 there, and blah, blah, blah. At guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com, I don't do that. I give you one price, that's the all-inclusive price, and it ends in either a 5 or a 0. I don't fuck around with $49.99 to try to trick you into thinking you're not spending $50. That's just insulting. Is that not just insulting? I mean, really, like you're at Walmart. Oh, it's $39.99. Oh, at least I didn't spend $40. Like, come on, what are you doing? Like, we know it's $40. So if you buy from me, I just round to that number. I'm not going to do that .99 bullshit, So how do you order from me? You go to guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com, and then it's like Amazon. You just pick what you want, put it in your cart, go to checkout. I get a notice. If you ordered Mame, right now this time of year we ship Mame about every 10 to 14 days. Later in the season when there's more ripe, we ship it every week. If you pre-order mango or avocado, mango, they'll start in May, avocado will start in June, and then once the season kicks up, we ship every Monday. And you'll get little notifications to let you know when your boxes are coming. So thank you for asking, I appreciate it. Greater Good was a hero for your family members during Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a nice thing you do for people. Lena's Farm says, ain't that the truth? True Tidings says he was just joking. Oh, okay. See, True Tidings, like I did say you could type whatever you want, but in return, you got to put up with what I'm going to say back to you. And I'm going to get to you in a second, but our gardening channel recently got a Lila avocado. You'll be growing in a pot. Any suggestions? Is it a good variety? Thank you for the content, and you inspired me to grow avocados. Let me look up average size of a Lila avocado. Lila avocado, average weight. Okay, they weigh between 6 and 12 ounces. Whenever anyone's going to grow something in a pot or a container, I suggest they choose a variety of that fruit that's small. So Mame grows huge, right? Look, that's I weighed that. That's 4.5 pounds. If you have an itty bitty tree in a pot, you might get one fruit, right? There's just, sorry, there it goes. I've been eating fruit. There's not enough biomass in a pot. There's not enough nutrients in a little tree to give you like a whole season's harvest worth of large fruit. But if you grew something on the smaller side, like the Mame's cousin, the sapodilla, look, these are itty bitty fruit. And it's going to be going on an itty bitty tree that's going to be kept small because it's in a pot. So not only are you going to get more fruit, you might get the same amount of total weight, but you're going to get it across more fruit. And the fruit aren't going to be so heavy that they cause your tree to bend over and snap, or that they snap branches. And so I think you made a good call with the Lila. The best advice, the advice I give everyone is don't love your tree to death. I think the one thing, short of any knowledge of how you take care of your trees, the one thing I see people doing most, and especially on Facebook, on the tropical fruit pages on Facebook, a tree is an 80-year project. A lot of what you do with a tree is nothing. Sit around and wait and get old, watch your hair turn gray. A tree is not something that you should go out every day and look at the flowers and count how many flowers and count how many little baby fruit, and then the next day count how many fruit fall, and you're just loving your tree to death, and people, oh, I gave it with this and it didn't, and the fruit fell, so then I gave it that, and then I gave it this, and Just chill out, you know what I mean? Give it its water, give it its sunlight. If there's any vines or weeds that impede its growth, remove them. And then if it's in a pot, maybe every 60 to 90 days, go around the rim of the pot with some, when it's small, some 6-6-6 fertilizer. When it gets bigger and starts fruiting, switch to 8-3-9. Okay, now on to this guy. He's got me This guy's got me interested here. True Tidings. By the way, what is your thoughts on the U.S. going to war with Iran? Now, True Tidings, I did say you could type whatever you want. You can. But does this look like a political podcast to you? Do I look like fucking, what are them guys' names? Peter Jennings, I guess? I don't know. I don't watch the news. He was on the news when I was a kid. Or that Vanderbilt guy with the gray hair. I don't even know. But anyways, I can't even think of their names. Jake Tapper. Do I look like Jake Tapper to you? Like, does Jake Tapper sit there with a bunch of fruit and educate people on fruit and eat fruit? Like, what do I think about U.S. going to war with Iran? I don't know. I'm talking about fruit, dude. Stay on topic. But again, type whatever you want, but like, try to stay on topic, you know? P to the B, am I attending Mango Fest this year? Yeah, I think I am. Especially, I'm not going to have a booth or nothing. I'm going to go as an attendee. But the thing I like about this year is I'm pretty sure it's on a Saturday, which is good for me because we pick and ship. Well, we ship on Mondays. With mangoes, I start the picking on Sunday, and we start packing, and we get everything on the road Monday morning, and then we pick and ship all day Monday. And that's how I get all my fruit out to my customers who ordered from me at guacfarm.com, GUACFARM.com. And so last year, with it being on a Sunday, that made my Monday like really, really hard. This year, with it being on a Saturday, is great because I can go up there, relax, maybe even go out to dinner up there, see some friends I have up in Palm Beach County, take my time, come back, and I still have Sunday and Monday to fill all my orders for you guys. So yeah, I'm looking real forward to the Mango Festival this year. Greater Good's going to get a booth at the Florida Mango Festival. Well, that's great, Greater. And if you feel like, if you need a source for some of the specialty mangoes, I can connect you with someone. I have a source that grows commercial levels of lemon meringue, of lemon zest and coconut cream, and also Mahachinook. And so I can hook you guys up if you wanted a source. Let's see. It's Mini Mango, aptly named. Mini Mango, welcome. You love my content, and thanks for sharing knowledge and passion. Well, thank you so much, Mini Mango. I really appreciate that. Kilgore714, you've been watching for 7+ years, and do I ship to California? Kilgore, I'm so sorry about that. I used to be able to ship avocados to California. I had an exemption. The state of California, the Department of Agriculture, has a quarantine on fruit and plant material from the state of Florida. They won't let us ship to you guys out there. If we're from Florida, we can't ship to you in California. Except for as a commercial grower, there used to be an exemption for avocados. They took that away last year. So I can't ship. I didn't used to be able to ship mangoes or anything else. So I can't ship to California. The Department of Agriculture prevents it. Sorry about that. And thank you for being a 7-year watcher. And I really do miss my California customers, big time. I'm getting so many emails. Oh, I tried to pre-order my first box of avocados and it says you can't ship to my region. What happened? And I'm like, I'm sorry, your government put a quarantine on fruit from Florida, which is a bummer. Where are we here? Let's see. Okay, Sausage Fondue says, trees don't need us to thrive. You're right. I mean, to some extent they do, Sausage. I mean, we do need to remove vines, weeds. We can give them nutrients and stuff like that. I mean, if you're talking about out in the woods and you want an avocado tree to give like 5 avocados, yeah, it's going to be fine. But if you're growing them as a hobby, you're growing them as, in my case, a farmer, and me and my colleagues have 8 billion hungry mouths on this planet that need 3 meals a day. We do intervene to some extent, but I agree with you. Most of what you do is do nothing and let Mother Nature do her thing. You know what I mean? But there is a little bit of intervention required. Greater was jealous when my Namdok Mai began fruiting. You threatened it if she didn't get her act together, and finally she set panicles. Good job, Greater. I'm glad about that. My Namdok did not hold its fruit through the freeze. Now, that same tree has now pushed more fruit and set more fruit, and my other Namdoks are loaded. But that one Namdok that had like 5 or 6 early fruit, I mean, before Christmas, it had fruit on it. I didn't think they were going to make it to the season anyway, but they didn't, and they didn't make it past the freeze. Some of my nom docs will actually flower in June, July, August, September. They flower whenever they want, and they'll even try to set some fruit. I've had my nom doc flower in August and try to set little fruit, but the fruit always falls off if it's not like on season. Yeah, so I just found out Cronkite. That's a guy, Cronkite. Yeah, Walter Cronkite. I'd be a little kid on the carpet playing with my Matchbox cars, and my grandparents would be watching it. Electric Eye says, leave the politics to other channels. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look. Electric Eye. You're right. Electric Eye 1984 by Sam. I could answer the guy's question and talk about politics, and I feel like talking about politics online is an easy way to get a lot of clicks. It's like being a stand-up comedian and doing a fart joke. It's a cheap laugh. It's easy, right? But if you can get hundreds of people watching you talk about fruit, who can do that? That's an accomplishment. That's something to be proud of, you know? Oh, what are you looking at? Are you watching an interesting show? No, it was just this guy with a white beard eating a piece of fruit. You know, if I can hold your attention doing that, that's pure. That's a win. I like that. I can go on and talk about politics. I can pick either side, piss a bunch of people off, make another bunch of people happy, and get a whole bunch of clicks. But plus, I don't know about that stuff. I keep it. You know, I try to keep like. I used to work for a super huge corporation, and I was in sales, so they love to train us, and like, you really can't train sales. You know, you either have it or you don't. You hire salesmen. You don't train salesmen. You hire salesmen. Just like in the NFL, you recruit players. You don't hire a guy who's athletic and teach him to play football, you know? And so you work for a large company as a salesman, you really shouldn't get a lot of training. They really just need to focus on hiring the right people. You're born a salesman, or you're born not a salesman. And so we used to go, who am I talking to here? Electric Eye. So Electric Eye, 1984, Sam. They end these sales things with a motivational speaker. And a lot of these guys I liked. I got to see some cool people over the years. And but one time I saw this guy. He was an executive for IBM, and then he went on to be like a motivational speaker. And one of the things he talked about, he's like, if you're in sales, you got to be happy all the time. You can't go walking into someone's office like, oh, my aunt got diagnosed with cancer, my dog died, I think my wife wants to, you gotta be up, you gotta be good. And he's like, his whole message was monitor what you're putting into your brain. You know, we receive information through our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, our sense of touch. When you're driving down the street on the radio, put music on that you like. Listen to a comedian that makes you laugh, you know? And all the negative stuff, just block it out. Block it out, you know, because all that stuff is just people trying to get into your head to make you think about what they want you to think about, so that you'll behave the way they want you to behave. You'll vote the way they want you to vote. You'll buy the products they want you to buy, etc. And that was my takeaway from this guy. He had this movie go. He'd put one leg up and he'd go, block it out. And that's what I try to do, you know. So I every now and then there will be something I'm interested in that overlaps current events or politics, anything having to do with agriculture, water management, because, you know, that affects my ability to make a living. I used to work for this large corporation. I sold into the healthcare. So anything that had to do with Medicare, healthcare legislation, regulation, I stayed abreast of that. But I really don't need to know if like a state assemblyman in the state of Wisconsin, you know, had a homosexual relationship with someone. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know, and I don't need to know that. I can go the rest of my life, never know that, and nothing happens bad to me, you know, so that's what I try to do. Sasha's Fondue, you're right. I need a banner behind me for the website. You know, I really got to decide, am I going to commit to this live stream thing? I got one foot on the boat and one on the dock. I'm only talking into my iPhone. I don't have microphones. I don't have proper lighting. I've got somewhat of a set, but since we're in packing season right now, I had to put my boxes somewhere so we could still walk around the house. But it would be nice to have like a setup, and not even a banner, but just like a scrolling thing, right? The guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com. And if I talk about Sapodilla, like maybe I'd press a button and Sapodilla goes across, you know? That would be cool. Usually after a cup of coffee, I get real motivated and want to do something like that. Then around 4 o'clock, I start getting sleepy and I take a nap instead. But I'd love to do something like that. You're absolutely right. Let's see, where are we here? Someone said they're in, what county are you in? What county are you in? Sorry guys, I got lost here. Oh, Pasco County. Margarita Esteban 6253. You guys took a hard hit in Pasco County too. I don't know if you grow anything up there, but share with us. Did you lose anything in the freeze? And I'm sorry if you did. Okay, Electric Eye 1984. What are my thoughts on the pineberry? Never heard of it. That's the first I've ever even seen the word pineberry. I don't know what that is. I'll tell you what, Sausage Fondue, you're always jealous of the picker lift I use. That thing doesn't only come in handy for picking. There's so many things I can do around the house, and it also is huge for tree trimming. When you can get out of having a ladder or something you have to climb or climb in the tree to cut trees, when you're up in that picking machine and you could swing that boom around and I can kind of lean over and cut branches that are already below me, it's just so much safer, and I can cut like bigger and faster. I love it. I really love the picking machine, and it really, and for picking, it's incredible. Imagine you had to go up a ladder, pick 10 fruit, come back down the ladder, move the ladder, go up again. I'm just up there driving around. Oh, there's a fruit there. Grab it. Oh, there's one over there. Oh, go up. Oh, go down. I love it. You're right. It's amazing. There's times I spend so many hours on it. It's like getting off a boat. When you get back on land, you feel like you're still moving. At least I think it's from being on the picking machine. At least I hope it's from being on the picking machine. By the way, I have a viewer from India, and it's True Tidings. Well, thank you, India. Tell me, since you're from India, True Tidings, this is how, I'm going to stay on topic. You guys have strong opinions about mangoes. What's your favorite mango, True Tidings? Tell me. And then Lena's Farm wants to know, do I do a mixed fruit box? Lena's Farm, I almost never do a mixed fruit box, and except for with mango, I rarely even mix varieties of fruit. But not so much by choice, it's a result of the way we're planted out. So for example, right now all I have is mamey. So I can't offer like a mamey, avocado, mango mix box. Now, when we start with mango, I do offer a mango mamey mix. I call it a taster's bundle. Hold on, I have a little hiccup problem today, sorry. Okay, so I will do like a mango mamey mix. And the main reason I did that is because everybody's had a mango and they know what a mango tastes like. And I want people to try this mamey because I'm sure, I believe most people who try it will like it. Some people won't. I guarantee you my mom and dad would not like this. They tend to eat what they've been eating their whole lives. But adventurous people that want to try new things, once they try mamey, they want to order it for me. So I did that blend to kind of drag mamey into the purchase so people could try one and decide if they like it or not, and build that market. But I have my farms planted out, or the ones I lease them in such a way that I cover as much of the year as I can. So for example, people say, oh, you should offer an avocado variety mix. And they're right, that would be awesome. The only problem is, my Donnies start in May. When the Donnies come to an end, I start Simmons. As the Simmons are ending, I start Miguel. As Miguel is coming to an end, here's a spot where I could blend, and I often do. As Miguel comes to an end, I start having Black Prince, God, I'm drawing blank. But I got like 5 or 6 like in the month of August. Catalina. What else? Well, whatever. There's a few that I can blend together, right? Hall come later. And then I get into like Choquette season, and then I get into Monroe season. So if Donnies are ending and Simmons are starting up and there's a little bit of overlap, I'll do a blend. If when Simmons is ending and Miguel is starting, I get an overlap, I can offer a blend. But it's hard for me to offer a mixed package because of the way I'm planted out. And not only that, not just the timing, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different properties, one that I own and 4 that I lease. And I can't go to each one every day and get a few of these and a few of these and a few of these. I'm, you know, if I'm picking Donnie's, I'm going to the place I have my Donnie's, picking Donnie's. If I'm picking Miguel, I'm going to the farm I have my Miguel, I'm picking Miguel. If we're picking Hayden variety mango, I'm just picking thousands of pounds of Hayden. So it's hard. And then the final thing is, the one thing I definitely can't do, or if I did, I'd have to quadruple my price, is like if I let people choose. So I see there are people, you could buy one Kent mango, you could buy one Valencia Pride mango, you could buy one lemon meringue, you know, and build your own box. Those people charge 3 times what I charge, plus they charge for shipping. I include shipping at guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com, and I don't fault them for it, because that's not only a ton of work to, you know, fill custom orders, but you also severely increase your odds of making a mistake and having to give a refund. If I put the wrong label, you know, mix 2 boxes up and put the wrong labels, if they're all the same variety, who cares? You're getting what you paid for. But if you had 2 of these and 4 of those, and this one had 3 and 3, and I mix the labels up, now I got to give 2 refunds or 2 reshipping. And my goal with this business is to keep my cost basis as low as possible, and keep my interface with the customer and the decisions my customers have to take as efficient as possible, which is why all my prices end in either a 0 or a 5. I don't do, you know, $39.99, I do $40. I include everything. I don't charge you for shipping or handling or bullshit like that. I don't try to rope you into a monthly subscription. I just try to make it nice and clean. And that way, you know, if I'm sending, there's probably about 200 boxes behind me here. If I'm sending 200 boxes of Simmons avocados, I lay out 200 boxes, I put 8 to 10 pounds of Simmons in every one, box them up, label, ship them. I can keep my price real low, and that's why I'm 1/3 the price of other people who sell tropical fruit. I just try to keep my price low. I could absolutely see where I'd probably make more money, but I'd also have to raise my price, and it's a whole thing that it'd be hard for me to get into, because I'd have to lease some different farms and get some overlap, you know. But yeah, I'd love to be able to offer a variety. Boy, I sure said a lot. Sorry about that. Mopar, you put the ladder in your Bobcat. Yeah. What do you need a ladder for? You're like 7 feet tall, dude. What do you even need a Bobcat for? You could just walk around and pick your trees. You're the tallest guy I ever met. No, I have not heard of the pineberry electric eye. They look like strawberries, but they're solid white with red seeds. Oh, that sounds interesting. By the way, you've been looking to purchase a black sapote and can't find one anywhere. Try Tropical Acres up in Palm Beach County. They should have them. Yeah, you should be able to find black sapote nurseries that'll ship them to you. Jupiter. What's up, Jupiter? How you doing? Been a while. Yeah, it has been a while. Awaiting TAP adjuster schedule, 80% loss. Oh my God. Brogdon and pomegranate are the only thing that came out unscathed. Yeah, I don't know about pomegranate other than I know they grow them in Japan, and I know it gets chilly in Japan. I also know that Brogdon is known to be a cold hardy avocado variety, so I'm glad they survived, but wow, that's a bummer, Jupiter. I am so sorry. I mean, we all, you know, even we got hit minimally down here, but I mean, you know, I took a huge hit from Hurricane Irma. I lost 200 trees, and I lost all of my 2017 and 2018 income, because when your grove gets blown down, you don't get fruit the next year either. You got to trim everything and, you know, start over again. It's rough. It's a tough business. Farming's a tough business. Charger Mopar is happy we still have fruit groves in Dade County. You know what? We do, but goddamn are they going fast. I could swear to you there's been days when my son was young, now he drives, but I'd drive him to school in the morning, there'd be an avocado grove, and when I go to pick him up in the afternoon, there'd be a completely built out, you know, neighborhood where that grove was. It seems that's how fast the houses and townhouses and stuff were going up. And in fact, my son is, for his school, he had to do a research paper this year, and he teamed up with a professor at the University of Florida Annex here. We have an agriculture economist, and he actually did his paper on the economic impacts of the loss of avocado groves, which essentially we're losing our avocado groves to three things. We're losing them to laurel wilt, which is a disease that kills trees. But that's not the primary reason. The primary reason is we're losing them to developers. People buy the land, bulldoze the trees down, and build houses. And then because of that, the third thing we lose avocado groves to are nurseries, ornamental nurseries. Since we have all these new houses going up, they require landscaping. And so economically, you have 5 acres, you're gonna make more money selling ornamentals than you will selling avocados. So people cut their trees down and they turn into ornamental nurseries. So you're already losing money on your grove and worried about the future because our trees are dying from an invasive disease called laurel wilt. So there's already pressure on being an avocado farmer. A developer comes in and says, hey, I'll give you millions, for your land, and build houses on it, and then those houses need landscaping, right? And then that person who's being offered millions for his land isn't going to be the 72-year-old guy that's worked it his whole life and inherited it from his dad. It's going to be that guy's adult son who's in his 40s and who's like, farmer, maybe make money, maybe not, deal with frost, deal with hurricanes, deal with all this, or get a $5 million check tomorrow. Where do you think they're going to go? You know what I mean? And so we've been losing a lot of farmland here in South Florida. Lena's Farm likes the way I take time to answer everyone, thank you. But Sausage, on the other hand, says, keep it simple, stupid. Which, every hat, there's a hat for every head. So Lena liked the detailed answer, Sausage didn't, which is fine. Siddhartha Kram Singh 4605. He remembers that I insulted them. Was it because I threw a half of an avocado on the ground, Siddhartha? I mean, I insult people quite a bit. I do it on purpose sometimes, it's not like I'm looking to insult anyone, right? But I really don't like the way culturally we're supposed to take shit nowadays. And I raised my son not to take shit. I told him if people fuck with you in the playground, you fuck right back. And come in at their level. Someone's talking shit about your mom, talk shit about their mom, right? Oh, we're not supposed to do that anymore. It's not the 80s. Wah. Well, you know what? So what? I still think that works better than someone talks shit about your mom and you run and tell the principal like a fucking baby, right? And so I get people on my videos that say nasty shit to me. I say nasty shit right back to them. So you might be someone who said something nasty to me and I said something nasty back, which I'd love to revisit that conversation for entertainment purposes. But you're probably from Kenya and pissed off that I threw half a avocado on the ground. Or maybe you're not from Kenya, but a lot of Kenyans got on my shit about that. But Siddhartha, tell me, what is it that I did to insult you? I'm tickled. I want to know. And yeah, Electric knows. Okay, True Tidings. Kesar mango is known as the king of all mangoes here. I grow a Kesar. In fact, I'm looking right at it. I can't see it because there's a bougainvillea in the way, but I know right behind it is my Kesar mango, and you are absolutely correct. I shared pieces of one with my wife and with Madison, who's one of the people who gets on these live streams, and I ate the rest. I love from last year's harvest. I love the Kesar. It's so good. But I believe it's the Alfonso that's known as the king of mangoes, not the Kesar, even though I think Kesar means king. It is so sweet that once you have a bite of it, other mangoes are less flavorful, but it does have some strength. You're absolutely right about that, True Tidings. I have certain mangoes, particularly the ones of Indian, Sri Lankan, Pakistani heritage, that if people are here and we're doing a little mango testing, I have to save them for last. Because if you lead off with a Kesar, none of the other mangoes are going to touch it, If you lead off with a lemon zest, if you lead off with an M4 or a Gary, it's all downhill from there. So you have to build up to it, just like a fireworks display, And then, boom, you bring out the white Perry, you bring out the sunrise, you bring out the Kesar. Boom, that's the finale. Boom, 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 you know what I mean? But after that, you got to go to bed and start eating mangoes again the next day because your taste buds are ruined you've had the best. It's all downhill from there. I agree with you. Electric Guy, your dwarf pomegranate did not do well in Georgia, but you're hoping it buds out soon. So it didn't die. Okay, good. And then you landscape with food-bearing or pollinator plants only. You're from Augusta, Georgia, and you have plenty of ornamentals. Well, you know, I've had people reach out to me, Electric, actually an architectural firm in California, and they spotted a trend, and they wanted to talk to me about it, of, you know, people replacing their ornamental landscaping with food-bearing trees and bushes and growing gardens and stuff. Instead of growing flowers, people are planting food now. And that has a lot to do with COVID. You know, I think people both experienced some reality of, I hesitate to call it food shortages. It's not like I couldn't get chicken, but I didn't necessarily get the same chicken that I like to buy, you know. There were weeks I couldn't get sirloin, which is the steak I like to eat. So I had to maybe get New York strip or whatever, you know, whatever. So it's not like we had like shortages that lead to starvation. But I think that got enough people's attention that was like, you know what? Let me grow some food in my backyard like my grandparents used to do, because you never know, we might need those extra calories in some lean times. So yeah, there's definitely a trend toward that. Our gardening channel, do citrus grow at all in South Florida? I heard there was some that grow and avoid getting disease. Citrus is pretty much dead in all of Florida right now. The orange juice industry, it's gone, it's dead. Those groves, we used to go every spring break, you know, when my son was out of school, which would be the month of March or maybe the first week of April. And we'd go camping at Alafaya River State Park, which is up on the way to Tampa. And we'd have to drive through the orange groves. And I'd be in my Volkswagen bus, windows down because there ain't no AC, radio blasting, and the smell of orange blossoms just filling the bus. And it was just amazing. And then you go by a farm and there's nothing but brittle, dead little stumps of trees left. And then the next year there was more, and the next year even more, and that's all we have now. Citrus died out. Even growing it as a backyard crop here in Florida, it struggles. And you have to really treat them with a lot of chemicals and stuff to keep them going. People talk about certain types of lime. I can't remember. I don't even know the name. Certain types of lime that might be resistant to the greening and the problems we're having. That they're trying to give it a go and see if they work. When I took over this property, when I bought this place, there were about 25 citrus trees, different types of oranges, limes, and they all started to die. And then the ones that kind of survived, all but one was knocked down in Hurricane Irma. And citrus, avocado, mango, different trees, they get knocked down in wind. I can stand them back up. Citrus, once it goes one way, if you try to stand it, you just snap the roots. They're brittle. So you let citrus lay and you hope the branches grow upward toward the sun. And none of them came back. Only one of my trees, and it was a little runty one that stayed. And it looks like it's dying. It's very defoliated. It's been that way for 10 years. It gives me a shit ton of key limes. I don't know why. I don't know what keeps it going. I don't treat it. I'm not trying to save it or nothing. And I know one of these days I'm going to go out there and it's just going to be brittle and white and dead. Citrus is dead in Florida. It's terrible. It's just the way it is. The world changes. Lena Farms, never tried Mame, ordered a oh, Lena, thank you so much. Let me see here. Thank you for doing that, Lena. I appreciate it. There it is right there. Let me see. I'm not going to say your name or who. Well, okay, obviously your name, right? But I won't say anything more than that. And, oh, you live in a great place. I used to spend some time out that way. Thank you for your order. I really appreciate that. Sid Hartha says, yes, boss. I'm saying, Sid, tell me what it is that I offended you. You said what did I do? Wait, what? Remember you insulted us. Who did I insult? Who are us? Who are you? And what did I do to insult you? Not that I care, I'm curious. I'm curious. True Tidings, you have a mango tree in your backyard, but you don't know the variety, but it's very sweet. Can I tell you how to know the variety? Okay, True Tidings. I mean, first of all, it could be a seed-grown tree, in which case it's no variety at all. The other way is to just take a picture of it, start sending it to mango growers, or use Google Images and just try and match what the fruit looks like, you know. You're not going to be able to do it by looking at the tree. Now look, any mango grower, if you say, I'm going to put 3 or 4 trees in front of you, and it's these 4 varieties, you know, match the variety to the tree, they have a good shot at telling you by the tree. But like if you just give a mango grower a picture of a tree, very rarely are they going to be able to tell you what the variety is. But if you give a picture of the fruit, or several pictures, you know, maybe describe the eating quality a little bit, maybe cut it open and show what the inside looks like, people could help you. So if you could, you know, if you want to email me a picture of the fruit, that would be fine. Oh, okay. Okay. Siddhartha, there was a to and fro between us for Kesar. I'll tell you exactly what that was. And I said to you, do we really want to get to a place where we're correcting each other's pronunciations, right? I remember this now. So I did a video about the Kesar mango, and Siddhartha here corrected my pronunciation. He said I was pronouncing it wrong, and he told me how it should be pronounced. And I don't know, that's a little pet peeve of mine. And I'll tell you why. I'm an American. I grew up in America. America is a melting pot. I share this country with other Americans who come from other regions. And in those regions, they speak with different accents. We pronounce our words differently from each other. I started working in Mobile, Alabama. And whenever the woman said the word that I pronounce as time, you know, like on a watch, what time is it? It sounded like Tom. And my name is Tom. And whenever they'd, like the first couple weeks, they'd say something about, you know, time, they'd be like, Tom, what time? What time we going to lunch? And I would hear Tom, and when you hear your name, it attracts your attention, right? They pronounce things differently. As an adult, I learned Spanish. Cubans speak Spanish very different from Spaniards, who speak Spanish very different from Argentinians, who speak Spanish very differently from Mexicans. It's on the listener to just understand that not everyone pronounces everything the same and make that adjustment in their head. Why? Because if we start correcting each other, we're never going to have any conversations anymore. We're just going to have corrections. Now let's take it a step further. Not only are there people in different regions of America who speak differently, America is a melting pot. We have people here from all around the world, all of whom have their mother tongue, non-English, you know, assuming they're from non-English speaking countries. And they speak English with an accent. And if you're going to go correcting the way I pronounce something, you really don't want us correcting everyone else who has an accent on how to say things. I used to work with a guy who was a Spaniard. His name was Gonzalo, Gonzalo. And he pronounced it, Spaniards pronounce the Z like English speakers pronounce TH. So, you know, like a Mexican Spanish, he might be Gonzalo, but in Spain, it's Gonzalo. And in English, it's Gonzalo, right? And I called him Gonzalo. And he would correct me and he'd say, no, it's Gonzalo, Tom. And then he fucking called me Tom. My name is Tom. My name doesn't end in an N. My name ends in an M. So Tom, not Tom. But it's also not Tom, because T is a T, not a D, T, right? And there's no in my name. It's Tom, right? I never once said to him how to pronounce my name. Why? Because I'm an American and I'm used to people with different accents and I can adjust. And when a guy from Spain says to me, Tom, I know he's talking to me, who is Tom, right? But then you're going to turn around and tell me it's Gonzalo, to which I say, we're having a conversation in English. And in English, it's Gonzalo. And if we're having a conversation in Spanish, and I learned Spanish in Mexico, it's Gonzalo. And if I learn Spanish in Spain, yeah, then I'll say Gonzalo. But we can't get into a world where we're correcting perceived mispronunciations because we really don't have a standard pronunciation for anything. And we would just spend all day correcting each other. That's where I was going with that. And if that still insults you, well, I don't know what to say, you know. But we can't be going around correcting each other's pronunciations, you know. Plus, it's rude. Okay, where are we here? Where are we here? Grader's never had a good Kesar. Well, you're never going to get a good Kesar from me because I don't share them with people. I love the Kesar. Javier Arango! Oh, Javier, you got me going with that orange sherbet. You got me, you teased me. You got my attention. Javier grows an amazing variety of mango. It's called orange sherbet. He says they're doing real good this year. And then Mopar, who's on here, Charger Mopar, he has a seed-grown one that he grew himself, his own cultivar, that tastes a lot like orange sherbet, and it is delicious. And I can't wait. Last season I didn't eat a lot of mango. I was real focused. The business really took off, and I was real focused on guacfarm.com, guacfarm.com. And but this year I'm going to eat the shit out of these mangoes, man. I can't wait. Jupiter. Oh, you lost your achacharoo. Yeah. And you're asking, like, should you replace it with something else? I would. I mean, I have a jabuticaba that died in the frost. I think it died. It might come back. Didn't give me a lick of fruit this year. Didn't even flower. And jabuticaba is cool, and it's unique, and I like it. And I kind of have like a sunk cost fallacy. The only reason I haven't removed it and planted something I like more is because jabuticaba trees are so expensive. And I feel like, ripping it out of the ground, it might be a $5,000 tree. Who knows? Maybe I could sell it. I don't know if it lived. But like, what good is having a tree that has some value attached to it if you don't like the fruit it gives? I'm not saying I don't like jabuticaba, but I'm not going to walk into someone's house and be like, ooh, jabuticaba, can I have some? Like, now, if you have a mango on your counter, I'm going to be looking at that mango hoping you offer me some. But jabuticaba just never really floated my boat. Achacharoo, I love it. I think it's unique. I think it's interesting. But I don't think it trumps or takes the place of a good variety of mango or a good variety of avocado or something else that you'd prefer to grow. Plus, achacharoo grows from seed. So if you want, you can get yourself a 25-gallon pot, throw a seed in the ground, see what it gives you. I don't know that it necessarily is fully true to seed, but it's close enough that you don't even have to graft them. You could grow it. But that's a bummer that it died. Greater Good's feelings are sensitive. Greater Good, I didn't even know you had feelings. Our gardening channel, do figs grow well? I don't know a soul who grows figs down here in South Florida. I've never met anyone nor heard of anyone that grows figs. Now, I talk to a lot of people up north who grow figs, but I don't know anyone who grows figs down here. Let's see what else we got here. Occam's Razor. Awesome name, Occam's Razor 9128. I'm a big believer in Occam's Razor, by the way. 50 mango trees destroyed in the freeze, and then ambrosia beetles finishing them off. You have 12 smaller trees coming back above the graft, hoping it's not the new norm. I'll tell you what, Occam's Razor, those of us down here in South Florida, and you're talking about mango trees. We haven't really been talking about mango trees much, only because I'm on the board of directors of the Avocado Growers Committee here in South Florida. So I get together with the big guys in the industry, the big packing houses, the farmers who have 1,000, 2,000 acres, the movers and shakers, the guys who really make that avocado market. And I mentioned earlier about the citrus is starting to fail in the state of Florida. And a lot of people who own land or bought land up there are looking into replacing citrus with avocado. And there are cold hardy avocado varieties, but even a cold hardy avocado, that means when it's mature. Like, you got to get through the first 11 or 12 years till you got like a nice, trunk, not necessarily like this, which is decades, right? But a nice thick trunk and, big canopy. Seedlings, their first 5-6 years, as a lot of people learned this year, they're not going to survive a frost or a freeze. But then even if you get to that point, and there's a frost or a freeze, you don't get a crop that year, right? It kills off the flowers, it kills off the fruit. So we've been kind of like thinking like, it's risky, but you know what? We're not taking the risk. Other people are, and it's interesting to see. And at the end of the day, it's a free country. People could do whatever the hell they want. maybe they'll even outgrow us down here. Maybe the avocado industry will move to Central Florida. Combined with, they redid all the USDA hardiness zones, and if they knocked everybody up a zone. So if you were 9B, you're now 10A. If you were 10A, you're now 10B, which sent a message to people that, what I used to not be able to grow here, I could grow here because, the world is a warmer place. And again, everybody was kind of scratching their heads wondering, like, was that more for show? Was that more to support the sort of position that global warming is changing things? And if you're pushing the story of global warming, but you're not changing the USDA hardiness zones, we're not really sure. And so they upped the hardiness zone. So if you were in 9B, you're now in 10A. You live somewhere in Central Florida, say, which says, okay, you're in 10A. You should be able to grow mango. You should be able to grow mamey. You should be able to grow guanabana. You should be able to grow caimito, lychee, avocado, right? And then this frost hit, and it was bad. Now, this frost was a once in 100-year event, but we still do get a whopper of a freezer frost about every 10 to 12 years in the state of Florida. And remember, it was only 2 years ago that we had like 4 inches of snow in Pensacola, in the Panhandle, that stayed on the ground for a couple days, like a proper northern freaking snowstorm. People were making snowballs and having snowball fights, and not like, like in Ocala, where every couple of years it snows for an hour and it doesn't stick. No. Proper snowstorm, And God, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, you're taking a huge risk, trying to sort of push that the tropical in places that do experience frost and freeze. Now, if you can engineer your property in such a way that you could put climate control measures in place, heaters, fans, lights, sprinklers, all that kind of stuff, you might be able to help it. But this year not only did none of that work, but this year I observed a lot of old timers with a lot of knowledge, literally in person at meetings with them, scratching their heads saying, my grove down south, I ran the pump and nothing bad happened. The one that's out west, I ran the pump and a third of the trees got burned. And then someone else says, well, I got one down, I'm right next to you, and I didn't run the pump, and ours got burned, And then other people in Central Florida realize, yeah, I ran my water, and then that water freaking froze, and then that ice stayed on the plants for days and killed them, And this is me, this isn't research, this isn't, academic, scientific, hypothesis, control, experiment type thing. This is just, as a businessman, I personally wouldn't start a farm doing tropical fruit in places where these USDA hardiness zones were bumped up. I think it's risky. Now, as a backyard grower and a hobbyist, if you're willing to fuss with them, if you're willing to, when they're small, maybe even keep them in pots so you can bring them in and out, if there's going to be a frost, and only when they get a nice, nice trunk on them, maybe get them in the ground so they could at least survive it. But I don't know. I feel like it's risky. I feel like it's risky. But that's just me. That's an opinion. That's my disclaimer. It's my opinion. Alex has a strong accent. Yeah, where are you from again? Brussels? No, are you from Belgium? Remind me, Alex, I can't remember. True Tidings. Yeah, you can email once they ripen. That's great. Yeah, you can find my email here on the contact section of YouTube. Javier remembers me mentioning a variety of avocado that grows more straight and tall rather than wide, and that was the Choquette variety, Javier. The Choquette goes up like a telephone pole, and it's hard to shape it. Usually if we want our trees to get round and bushy, we top them, and that causes them to grow outward. But even the Choquette just says, fuck you, I'm going to grow straight up anyway. It does what it wants. Now then the Russell, on the other hand, the bowling pin shaped avocado, it's like a 4-pound bowling pin. They're huge. They grow outward. you know. And so, but that the Choquette is the one that grows straight up, and you've gotten them from me before, Javier. Uh, Siddhartha says, "Oh please, lame." Wait, I'll get to him in a second. Where are we here? Wow, there's a lot of. Wow, we got a lot of comments here. Okay, sorry, I sometimes fall behind on the comments. Let's see. Siddhartha, respectfully, you're fixing it, you're correcting it, it's the right way. What if you start saying knowledge? I mean, if that's how you pronounce the word, I'm going to let you pronounce it that way. I mean, live and let live, man, you know? If you pronounce the word knowledge as cotton candy, that, you know, I'm not going to know what you're talking about. But if you say knowledge instead of knowledge, and I know you're not a native English speaker, I'm fucking smart enough to know what you're saying. I mean, dude, we all are. Come on. Let's see. Javier. Okay, he's talking to someone else. Siddhartha just made a small point. Yeah, and I disagree with your point. We disagree. A Thousand Eyes. You should hear how you pronounce things in Scotland. Yeah, my family comes from Scotland, A Thousand Eyes. My grandmother was born there, and she got to America early enough that she didn't have an accent. But one of her older sisters had a little bit of something there, you know, that I could hear. But I worked with a woman from Scotland, and I swear to God, there was also a woman from Vietnam who, like, you almost couldn't understand her. I could understand the Vietnamese woman better than I could understand Agnes from Scotland. Our boss was Ruth, and she'd be like, "Tom, we're going to take a wee nip down and talk to Ruth." I'd be like, what did you just say? Let's see here. Siddhartha translates into Saf. Okay, Siddhartha, drop it, bro. You're really, you know, drop it. It's cool. It's okay. We're past it, man. We're past it. Charger Mopar reminds me you need to graft your mango trees, and it is that orange sherbet like one you have. Shit, is that good? It's like candy. Let's see. Lena's Farm. Can't wait to try the mangoes. Your family loves them. What better place to get them from than a mango farm? And you're absolutely correct. I mean, when you buy something straight from a farm to your doorstep, like we do at guacfarm.com, GUACFARM.com, you're skipping a lot of food handling, and you're skipping, you know, a lot of the chilling and the logistics of getting a fruit to market, the extending of the shelf life, which takes away from the quality, particularly the flavor quality, but also the nutritional quality of the fruit. And the best example is the tomato. You can go to the grocery store who sells billions of tomatoes, and they bought those tomatoes from a farmer who grows billions of tomatoes. You can go out in your backyard, never having planted a tomato in your life, and grow a better tasting tomato than the experts. Why? Your tomato isn't better tasting than the experts. Your tomato is allowed to ripen properly on the vine, picked, finished off on your kitchen counter or your windowsill, and you're eating it at peak freshness. Commercial fruit doesn't have a chance to hit peak freshness. They pick it early so it has time to get to market. They chill it. When it gets where it's going, they artificially ripen it with gas, and sometimes they even radiate them in a radiation machine. And then they re-chill it. And so by the time you're eating it, it's crap. And yeah, that sucks for a tomato, but that really sucks for a mango, because like a tomato starts here and ends up here at the grocery store, right? A mango also ends up here, but mangoes start here. I mean, I hope I'm still on the camera. They're delicious. Well, my hand's way up as high as I can lift it. Yeah, it's a little off camera. I'll bring it down just a tad. There. You got a lot of flavor to lose in that handling process with mangoes. You're so right. Siddhartha has seedless lychee. I never knew there was such a thing. He gets mulberry. I grow two varieties of mulberry. I don't know the one, and the other is the Pakistani. It's as long as your finger, and it's sweet like candy. It's delicious. There are avocado trees in Henry County. Mopar, I don't even know where Henry County is. I've heard of it. Jupiter. Oddly, all of your finger limes did fine. I mean, I don't know much about finger limes, but I mean, citrus has traditionally done well in like central and heading toward northern Florida, and frosts and freezes are no stranger to them there. So it doesn't surprise me that like citrus, if a finger lime is citrus, would do, you know, better in a frost and freeze than our tropical fruit. Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me. Yeah, Occam's razor, who is applying Occam's razor to this question we're talking about, thinks the USDA thing was politically motivated. I kind of agree with that. I don't think it was to sell plants. I think it was to eliminate an argument to a narrative that says the planet's getting warmer. Well, if the planet's getting warmer, why are all the metrics not changing? You know what I mean? And they were like, well, we better change the metrics. But that's just me being paranoid. Avocado Kayak Girl, how you doing, Kayak Girl? Electric Guy, you're not sure you agree with the new zone adjustments. I didn't in the first place, and after this year, I agree even less with the zone adjustments. But I will also admit I'm not a scientist. I don't have that. I suppose I could get access to the data and look at it. I'm not going to. I don't care enough to. But just like the guy named Occam's razor here, you know, if we apply Occam's razor, the most likely explanation probably is the explanation. And then compare that with how poorly all the tropical fruit did this season in the newly supposedly warmer zones. But on the other hand, I need to temper that by saying it was also like a 1 in a century freeze. I really don't know. Siddhartha says I'm lame. Greater Good says the hardiness zones are based on averages. Yeah, we know that. Charger says we've had worse freezes here in the 70s. I think you had snow in Miami Beach, didn't you? Sometime in the 70s. Javier remembers I mentioned there's a variety. Oh, yeah, that was the Choquette. Sorry about that. 1,000 Eyes, if I have a drone, you'd love to see our place from above. I don't have a drone, but I think there is a video somewhere on my YouTube channel. My brother came with his drone, and I think I posted that up there. It's just drone footage put to music. You could probably find it from a long time ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, probably. Drop foot. Where are we here? Drop foot and Patches. Tell us about your name, Drop Foot and Patches. I want to know about that. You love my videos, and thank you for preserving what's left of Florida's agriculture. You're a 4th generation Floridian located in Pinellas County and have slowly watched its demise. It's so sad. And you're so right. And the only thing I'll say that's a little different about my perspective, I have been watching its quick and sudden demise. I mean, God dang, I mean, look, they've been expanding some of the roads down here and out toward US 1 and where places are already inhabited, you know, building new developments and stuff. But now they're coming into the farm territory, and I get in traffic now. There are intersections. If any of you are on here are from Homestead, Javier, I'll ask you, Javier. I can't cross fucking US 1 anywhere south of Southwest 270. Well, Southwest 272nd dead ends at US 1. Anywhere south of Southwest 280th Street, you can't even fucking cross US 1 anymore. The lights and the amount of traffic are so insane. And now with the city bus, they put those arms like it's a train, right? You'll, like if you're at 288th heading west at 3 o'clock, trying to cross US 1, heading east. Well, it don't matter the direction. Let's say you're heading east, trying to cross US 1. Southdale High School's behind you, you know? It's every bit of 30 minutes, and there are multiple times the light will go green and red and you don't even move because the other traffic has everything locked up. They made a mess with them stupid bus arms, and it's just gotten insanely out of control down here. I mean, Robert's here fruit stand used to be in the middle of farmland. It's in a city now, and it's only going to get bigger. And yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I get it. People need to live somewhere. It's progress. You know what I mean? All it means is I'm going to have to move somewhere. Siddhartha, look at this guy. You're so... Okay. Let's see. Jupiter Mojo, with this freeze, it got you off your ass To register with USDA, yeah, you got to get all that stuff filled out so when you make your claims and stuff, they have data to base it on. You're right. Avocado Kayak Girl, of course I remember you. How am I going to forget? I love avocados, I love kayaks, I love girls. I mean, come on, what's not to like, Avocado Kayak Girl? Plus you're a customer, I think I've sent you fruit before. And you're right, Mopar, you and backyard growers can tarp and heat their plants, but even this year, far enough in the state of Florida, even that wasn't enough. It was brutal for a lot of people. Okay, I knew it started with a B, Alex. Bulgaria is where you're from. Sorry about that. I'm sorry I forgot the country you're from. And yeah, you remembered it about the choquette. And might you send me an email of your mangoes? You might as well. Yeah, please do. Occam's Razor says the Fuerte grows straight up too. Alex, most of his stuff germinated, and you were away for weeks, so you almost lost all your mangoes. You're always losing trees, man, but you know, you're growing tropical fruit in Bulgaria. I understand it. Thousand Eyes remembers me telling about I think you're talking about my grandma a while back. Greater Good was up at 4 a.m. watering by hand in 40-mile-per-hour gusts, and there's nothing you could do. Or you couldn't do nothing. I see what you're saying. You had to do something. I get it. And your efforts paid off. So fantastic, man. You know what to do. You're an old timer. You've been through it before. You know what you're doing. Mopar agrees. Tomatoes from the yard are the best. Oh, it's up by Palm Beach and Lee County. It's up there. And you got a lot up there. Okay. True Tidings says, you know from his name, Sid Hart is from India. I guess so, yeah. I mean, you could always fake a name on YouTube, but yeah, I think he also mentioned he was from India, I think. And he zeroed in on that Kesar mango and corrected my pronunciation. What's my biggest bass of the year? Alex in 10 Aus wants to know. Last year I didn't even break 6 pounds, 5 and change last year, if you mean 2025. My biggest ever is 7 pounds and 14 ounces. I've never broken 8 pounds. But for the last 2 years I haven't been fishing much because this business has taken off. You know, this started as just a side thing and basically a way. I just wanted a farm to pay for my house, my insurance, and my taxes. I didn't really ever want to make a business out of, owning a farm. No, I'm on a live stream, darling.
Okay.
So my intent was never to turn this into a business as much as I just wanted to, I figured, I worked for a large corporation. I was in sales. In sales, you're only as good as your last quarter. You could be fired at any time. I was always, like every fucking Monday, I was glad to still have a job, even though I dominated. I did really good in sales. They don't care about that. You could have 8 great quarters. You have a 9th shit quarter, they're on your ass. Then I became a sales manager, and I wouldn't do that to my reps. I had a guy, he had a great record. Then he had 3 bad quarters. They wanted me to fire him. Well, I'm not going to fire him. The guy's been with the company 27 years. He's a rock star in front of customers. And I happen to have some insider knowledge that he was going through a divorce, So I saved his job. Even though he was always a dick to me, I could care less because he was a producer. And that's what, I didn't need a friend. I needed a guy that could sell real good, So I was cool with it. Well, I always knew my job was, for 90 days at best. And I lasted 22 years. But I figured, I better do something to hedge that bet. And what better than buy a property that can pay for itself, and that way your biggest monthly expense, unless you're a gambler or a drug addict, right? Your biggest monthly expense is going to be your mortgage, your house. If I could at least have a small business that's part of the property, so you buy a building that's got 4 units, you live in one, you rent out the other 3, or different options. You could at least break even, and then I could get a job doing anything. And I don't need to worry about having a place to live. Then I kind of got into it. And I started my YouTube channel, and I started getting traction, and then I started getting traction on TikTok and all these things, and people were saying, hey, can you send me some fruit, and blah, blah, blah. So I started the website, and in 2020, that was in 2017, and I was doing good, but in 2023, I was like, dang, this has potential. Let me kick it up a notch. And in 2024, I was like, you could kick this up a few notches. And so for 2025, I went out and leased, at that point I had 10 acres, I leased 25 more acres. And now going into 2026, I'm looking at 10 more. So I don't have as much time to fish right now. But I love doing this. For now, I'm sure I'll burn out with it, you know, after, if I do this for 10 more years or whatever. And I'm in my 50s. It's a young man's game. But I love it, you know, but I don't get to fish as much as I used to. Yeah, Mopar knows that busway, it has stopped traffic down here. It's bad. And then you sit there and the fucking thing goes down and an empty bus goes by and the thing is still down and then another bus goes by with 5 people and then the thing opens up and you had a green light, now it's red again. And then all the other traffic goes and now you're turned green, ding, 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 the thing goes down again. I mean, you'll be trying to cross. I told my wife one time I'm afraid to cross US 1 because I might never be able to make it back across the other way. It's terrible. It snowed in 1977, that's what it was. Yeah, I knew it was sometime in the 70s. I've seen the newspaper articles. Yeah, you're right, Mopar. They used to burn tires, you know, and they had smudge pots and stuff like that too. There's some real cool history. That's why I like talking to you in Greater Good. You guys were here for that history. You watched it with your own eyes. Kevin Alex Mass thanks us for the videos. Very informative and entertaining. What are my thoughts on the Luna UCR variety? Have I planted any? And you're watching from Tanzania. It's funny you say that, unless you're the guy who made the comment on my YouTube channel last night, because this morning I got the same comment, what are my thoughts on the Luna? And I Googled it, and it seems like it's a new variety with a lot of promise. High in oil content, creamy. What's not to like? Avocado Kayak Girls. No! Oh, I'll ask my wife. Of course we remember you, Avocado Kayak Girl. How are we going to forget you? Abby Normal, how we been? We've been good. Question. Do I grow guanabana? I don't grow guanabana, which is also known as sour sop. And I'm not one to like eat guanabana, the fruit, but as I said on the live stream earlier, I can't say no to guanabana ice cream. I love it. Okay. Plants. No! I'll ask her in a minute. Plants and Rue. He loves my energy. Thank you. He's also from India. I've met so many people from India. You guys love tropical fruit, but especially mango. You've grown avocados from seed. Next 10 years, you're going on the journey and you're starting your YouTube. Fantastic. Send us a link to your YouTube down in the comments here. Noe!
Yeah.
Do you remember Avocado Kayak Girl?
No.
Oh, okay. My wife doesn't remember you. But as I heard the words come out of my mouth, I thought she was going to say yes, but then I remembered she don't remember a lot of stuff. So if my wife didn't remember you, Avocado Kayak Girl, don't take that to heart. Okay. Let's see here. Drop foot patches. Okay. That's why I'm asking. You medically have a drop foot and your daughter wears pimple patches and you thought it was catchy and not taken. The only reason I ask is because I have a condition that causes a drop foot also. And, it's kind of bothered me my whole life. It's a neuromuscular thing in my legs. So I was just interested if you had something similar. I guess you do. Alex has lost a lot of avocados. Yeah, I know. You tell me about all the avocados you left. The Green Man 82. You love the videos and the fruit, and you're from sunny and warm Mesa, Arizona. Great. I send a lot of fruit to Arizona. I've got a lot of Arizona customers. Alex Hintonos says, thanks for sharing from a fishing question. I'll tell you what, the other thing, not only do we fish less, but when we do, we've been targeting snook a lot more. We've got some fresh water that's connected to salt water, and the snook come in. So while we target snook, you're going to hook big bass too. And so it's a lot of fun. But, good 38-inch, 40-inch snook, oh my God, that's just the best. Okay, Alex sent me an email with 2 of his mangoes. Let's see. I don't see it yet. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't see it yet, Alex, but I'll look for it later. Our internet's slow here. And Greater Good, you're right. Jamaicans are extremely passionate about mango. Avocado Kayak Girl says, see, I told you, but at least you knew. Of course I know. I remember the very first time, Avocado Kayak Girl, you came on alive. I'm like, perfect. I love to fish. I love avocados. Girls are awesome. Avocado Kayak Girl. What's not to like? Electric Eye covered your 7-foot tall orange trees with the tarp and ran a heater. And it's, oh, you're all the way up in Georgia. So you're tempting fate as it is. You're doing this every year probably as it is. That's good. Avocado Kayak Girl got to try the Brooks Lake avocado and a Ronnie. And you think the Ronnie tastes like a Simmons but thicker. You're right, the Ronnie is like a dense Simmons. And then you also have the Brooks Lake. So you got your hand on 2 late season variety avocados, which was awesome. Where'd you get them, by the way, if you don't mind saying? Child D77, this is your first time in the chat. You're wondering what is the favorite one thing I grow? Hands down, mango. Even though I'm an avocado farmer, my business is mostly avocado. What I grow is mostly avocado, and I love avocados. There's just something about mangoes. I have very few regrets in life. I've always been the one to kind of do what I want to do. You know, people have asked me the question, like, if you had $1 million, what would you do right now? And I'm like, I'm doing what I want to do. The $1 million doesn't change a thing. I'm living the life I want to live, and I've kind of always done that. And that's not to say I haven't had down times. I mean, we had a house fire. My wife got chronically ill and almost died for 18 months. She didn't get out of bed. I've had dark times in life. But as far as like doing what I want to do, I've had few regrets. However, if I could do it over, I wish I got into mangoes at like age 20. And oh, I would have an amazing collection right now. You know what I mean? It would just be, I mean, I would have an amazing collection of mangoes right now. It's not like you know, collecting stamps or baseball cards where you can just go out and buy them. You got to plant them, and it takes time, you know. And so I won't call it a regret, but it's a little bit of a wish. You know, if I could time travel, I would like to have more mango. I love it. It's not only my favorite fruit, it's my favorite food. Pizza being a close second. Jupiter needs to find a source for frost blankets. Yeah, get them now. Don't wait till next winter. Smart. Okay, Alex told me what to look for. Avocados, Kayak Girl's cousin got them from Lara Farms. Okay, and then you tried them from there. That's good, yeah. And you like the idea of having more Simmons avocados in March. Absolutely. And then Electric Eye, am I familiar with Virginia Fruit Channel Grower? He grows citrus in Virginia Beach. Wow. No, I'll have to look up that person. I'll have to look that up. And yeah, I mean, Charger Mopar, your seed-grown mango that tastes like a orange sherbet, I would definitely graft like 5 or 6 of those to have that. That's just, it's not just the flavor of the mango, the color is just pleasing to the eye, and the texture. It really is an amazing mango. I can't, wait, let me try this. Arsenic, darn it, I can't pronounce your name. Wants advice. You're trying to grow tropical fruit trees in a strongly continental climate. Plus 40 in the summer and minus 20 in the winter. I assume that's Celsius. So you're below freezing. Yeah, you grow in pots. I mean, my advice is, I don't think it's gonna be, look, I don't like to tell people what to do or what not to do. Do whatever you want and try and figure it out. It might be an adventure, it might be something that makes you very proud. But if you're getting to minus 20s, you know, below 0 in the winter, you're not gonna be able to grow any tropical fruit. Now you could try to do it partially indoors, maybe in a greenhouse, but then how are you gonna pollinate them, where you're gonna get bees, all that kind of stuff. It's a challenge. Let's put it this way, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna be a pioneer. You know what I mean? And I don't like to disencourage, what's the word I'm looking, discourage people. My blood sugar's getting low, I need a little bite of food. I don't like to discourage people from trying things because that's why we have innovation, right? Brave, ballsy people, creative people have done things and created new things. So give it a try, but it's gonna be tough. Child 770 is 19, currently in college, has some mangoes growing indoors at his parents' house. So by the time he moves into a home, he'll be ready to eat fruit. If you were here, I'd tell you, I'd say to you, I'd say, what's your name? Chill 3D770, I'd say chill, bring it in, because I need to hug you. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you already have like an IRA set up for yourself, or maybe you're looking at, investments. You're really planning for your future, and I love to see that. That's awesome. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. Kayak Girl has a mango, here's of a mango that's coming out that tastes like watermelon. Wow. I'll be all over that because I love me some watermelon. All they'd have to do is come up with one that tastes like pizza and I'd be straight. Alice loves mangoes, but the prices in the supermarket, yeah, especially where in Bulgaria, they must be through the roof. Jupiter says, if I had to guess, you're thinking 2 times the mango price per pound this year. Has to go up due to supply and demand. Yeah, I don't know about, I don't know, Jupiter, and I don't know how that's really gonna, I'm not gonna do that. I had to raise my prices, but before the freeze, just to make up for the raise in prices of UPS. Like for my customers, I don't think I'm gonna have to raise my prices because my cost basis ain't going up. Might I be walking away from like better prices that people could offer me here? Maybe. Now, I think you're right. So that's me. In the fruit stands, in the grocery stores, I think if you're a mango grower down south right now, the packing house price is probably going to be higher. The market price in general is going to be higher. But we'll wait and see. Let's see what this second bloom gives us. I mean, 2 years ago, we had the shittiest mango crop anyone ever remembers. I hardly ate any mangoes. I was holding mangoes like babies. If I picked a Valencia Pride, I had to sell that Valencia Pride. We had such a shit crop 2 years ago, and even that didn't really move the price too much. The thing about market price is it's mostly driven by imports, and that drives our prices down, not up. Now, when you get into the specialty market, the Sunrise, the Lemon Zest, the Orange Sherbet, the Zill varieties, right? Pineapple, whatever, M4, those ones. I imagine at the farms up in Palm Beach County and at the fruit stands, the combination of the ever-increasing demand for mango, we're definitely in a mango renaissance right now, combined with we're on YouTube, darling.
Okay.
There's no puzzle piece or nothing?
No,
yeah,
we're good.
YouTube doesn't do that. Combined with, and look who's here, everybody.
Hey!
The lower output, I think, will have an impact on the specialty market prices. Let's see, squeeze in a little more.
Okay.
There you go.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's great. I think we'll see it there. I think if you want a lemon zest, if you want a orange sherbet, if you want a Sunrise, a white Perry, some of those they're going to go up. But like I think your Florida workhorses, your Glen, your Valencia Pride, your Kit, your Kent, your Palmer, of course the Tommies, which is like 90% of what's grown down here. I don't know. We'll see what happens with those. But for the mango enthusiast, it might be a rough year. Mm. Noe's here. Here. Have a bite of Mame. And tell them what your new Mame discovery is in terms of the flavor of Mame.
Mm.
Right? And you're right, because I got it. It's right here.
Do you feel it?
Absolutely.
It tastes like sweet almond with that little touch of honey. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, because Greater Good's on, Ron?
Yes, of course.
And he's like, I hate when people describe mame as sweet potato. It's way more complex
It's
than that.
more complex
And
than
he's
that,
right.
really.
It's like a vanilla almond.
Yeah.
Now, I won't deny there is a sweet potato pie flavor there.
I know, but he's right.
But he's right.
It's
He's
more
right.
than that. It's
He's
more
right.
than that.
Mm-hmm. I was
I'm glad that you found it. It makes me
Yeah.
so happy.
It's 3 o'clock. I haven't had lunch. Oh, my intent was to eat while on this live stream, but I'm blabbing so much, I haven't eaten. And my blood sugar is low and I'm becoming stupid.
You want to make you something?
I'll eat this, mame, but I want you to eat this sapodilla. This is our homegrown variety sapodilla. We grew this from seed. This is an unnamed variety. It's not your cock. It's not macaque. It's ours. It's Sleepy Lizard. We get to name it whatever we want. Take a taste. It's so fucking good. Oh, Nelly.
What?
Josh Baum says, greetings from Italy.
Ooh.
Drop some Italiano on his ass.
Okay. Dove sei in Italia? Io ho vissuto lì per 2 anni in Imperia, che è vicino a Monaco. So, da dove sei tu?
I've never been so turned on in my life. She lived in Italy for a couple years.
2 years.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So she speaks a little Italiano.
I
She
do.
don't use her hands. I don't know if that's a myth. Do
No,
Italians speak with their
they
hands?
go like, yeah. People from Napoli especially.
Really?
Hmm?
All right.
Wow,
And,
this is amazing.
I know, it's really
Look,
good.
it's so juicy.
I know.
Look, I'm not kidding. Look.
Yeah. Yeah. And sapodillas aren't necessarily known for like being juicy, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, we got a winner. Usually when you grow fruit from seed, odds are it's gonna be bland at best. We got lucky with this.
Amazing.
What happened was I planted a known variety and the graft failed, but I just let the seedling continue to grow. It's our biggest sapodilla tree, which is no surprise. Seedlings tend to grow taller and
You
faster.
actually ate this?
Yeah, I ate the other half. I was in heaven.
Thank you for saving me.
Well, I told them, I did a TikTok live earlier, then I came over to YouTube. I haven't done a YouTube live in a long time, and I miss my YouTube people. But on TikTok, see, Avocado Kayak Girl, she remembers you. How could you not remember Avocado Kayak
You
Girl?
know, she doesn't want to say her name, probably I remember.
It's Avocado Kayak Girl, that's her name.
No!
We only know her from here.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been to like the house or nothing.
Okay.
Or if she was, she didn't tell us she was also Avocado Kayak Girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And, sorry, I don't remember you.
And then, let's see here. This guy, True Tidings, says stuff and then deletes it.
Why?
I don't know. He's he's from India.
Maybe he's shy.
No, he wanted to talk politics and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I said no. And then Mariu retracted a message. Come on, tell us your message, Mariu. We want to know it.
What's that?
Avocado Kayak Girl is a pure Italiana but only speaks English. I bet she has some good recipes from her grandma.
Mm.
How do you say grandma in Italian?
Nonna.
Nonna.
La nonna.
Yeah. True Tidings wants to know, who is this woman?
Me?
Yeah.
What?
Your mama, this is Mama Lizard.
Yes.
I'm Sleepy Lizard. This is Mama Lizard. Our son is Baby Lizard. This is Mama Lizard.
Exactly. Who is that woman? Okay.
But you just said it's me. Tell her more. Who are you?
I'm his wife. I'm a wellness coach, but also I'm a farmer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good mom,
Mm-hmm.
and
Good kisser.
yeah. I am.
Favorite color, blue. No?
No, I
Red?
changed.
What's your favorite color now?
Red.
Okay, I'll ask you off camera. I got it. I just feel like that's an off camera thing to ask.
Yeah, I know.
Look.
I'll explain.
People are like, that's Noe, dude.
Thank you.
She's normally on the live streams, but where were you
Yeah.
all day? You went to Aldi's, I see.
Yeah, and I was working. I finished all my courses for my certification. I'm
Okay,
done.
fantastic.
So yeah,
Fantastic.
I have like 20 courses that I need to do this year, and I'm done with them.
Mariu wants to know, will our son keep doing farming or is he not that interested in it? I mean, he worked on a picking crew. He worked for my friend's farm maintenance company last year.
Ooh, you look good.
Oh yeah, I shaved my
I
head.
like
Yeah.
it.
I shaved my
I
head.
like
Yeah.
it.
And I shaved my beard.
Nice.
Yeah. Third time ever. Yeah. I don't know why, I just got carried. I feel like a baby dolphin.
No, you look good. I
Yeah,
like
too
it.
much shaving today.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
I like that.
Will our son stay in agriculture? That's an interesting question. He worked for my friends, as a farm laborer last year, and he put in 7 10-hour days a week, sometimes 6 only. But they were working straight around, and he was banking money. He wasn't going to say no to a work. He wasn't going to say no to
He
extra
made a
hours.
lot of money.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard work because it's hot work. It's very physical. You're getting, shit from the trees, different kinds of saps and bugs, and
And he's
it's
allergic
itchy
to
work.
the mango sap.
And the mango sap really, it affects most people, but it really affects him,
Poor guy.
Yeah, in fact, he told me, Dad, do a video on how mango sap burns your skin. It was my highest performing video ever. It's got more than 20 million views across, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's got over 20, maybe 30 million.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
And I think the reason is it was mostly people fighting with me, saying mango sap.
Why people need to fight? Why? I don't get that.
Well, it's always dudes. It's never a woman. It's like an alpha thing.
Yeah.
They want to tell you.
They want to tell you how it is. I
Yeah.
don't understand that. If you are like a very manly man, you don't have the need to go and fight with another guy. That shows that you're not as manly. But I think that a very manly man doesn't go around fighting with other guys and telling them what to do.
Right.
That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, you've been looking. You've been watching, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so my son's like, hey, that would be interesting. Tell people how mango sap burns your skin. So I did the video, and then it was mostly people saying mango sap doesn't burn your skin. My grandmother has a mango tree, and I pick her mangoes all the time. And I'm like, well, yeah, if you run out in the backyard and you pick 3 mangoes 2 or 3 times a year, of course you're not going to get any problem. If you pick 4,000 pounds of mango and you're covered in mangoes, and it's in your clothing and it's soaking and it's sitting there, like where I get it, like I can take a mango right now and rub it on my skin and nothing will happen, right? But if I'm out there all day picking mangoes, and I notice one of the things I do is I pick them and then I hold them right here and then I dump them this way, right? So when I'm not in the picking machine, when I'm picking by hand, I pick, put, and I'll have a whole bunch of mangoes like this, and then I dump them in the receptacle in my little crate. And that's why I get a terrible itch here at the end of the night, because I just keep hitting that same spot.
You knew right away, or you didn't know it was that?
I knew right away what it was, And then all the farm workers, when you go to pick mango, it's hoodie, zipped up, tape your sleeves down, long sleeves and gloves, and eye protection. Because if you get hit in the eye,
it's bad.
Yeah, because a lot of mangoes, especially if you pick it a tad early, they've got a sap that drips out. But if you pick them too early, and every now and then you will grab one that's, that was too, the tree is fine, but there might be one that wasn't quite ready yet. It's under pressure. It squirts. And you got to pick away from yourself. But you're, going, you pick one, you go like this, squirts, gets you right in the eye. And I know that trick.
You're embarrassing me.
And it burns. It burns.
Okay, what's happening?
Okay, let's see here. Okay, Josh Bam says, parli abbastanza bene Italiano.
Oh, he said that I speak good Italian, like okay/good Italian.
That's fantastic. I feel the same way about your English. So anyways, my son did that work, and then he's in an academic program called International Baccalaureate. It's almost like he's going to a prep school. We sent him to public school. And he had to do a research paper this year, and he did it on the loss of avocado acres and what the factors were and what the economic impact on the city we live in, on our region down here, the cities, Florida City, Homestead, whatever, Naranja, these places. What the economic impact of the loss of all this farming land will be. And he did do that paper, but I don't think he's looking to just kind of graduate high school and get right into agriculture. But it wouldn't surprise me, and I would encourage him also, because I think it's always best to, if you have a foundation, to continue to build on a foundation when developing a career, So if you've been a lawyer all your life, and you're 40, now's not the time to try out for an NBA team,
Yeah.
you know, or to, you know, open up a bakery, right? Try to leverage that 20 years you have in law. But maybe you don't want to be a lawyer anymore, so start a legal podcast or something, you know? So he already has a good foundation because he's been working for me since, you know, doing work for us since he's little, but like actual work where you can give him the keys to a truck or the keys to a picking machine or something, you know, delivering to packing houses and stuff for a couple of years now. And he hates the work, but likes having had a job, right? No one likes going out in the field and working all day.
He has the money.
Yeah. But he's in this academic program. He just took his SATs. He feels like he did good on them. You know, I could see me saying, well, with the background you have in agriculture, maybe you want to study chemistry and maybe go to work for like a fertilizer company or a, you know, a ag chemical company or something like that, or you know, do engineering, but then focus it on like designing farm equipment or something. You know, so there might be a way to do that, but and this so far this has worked for us. What I'm about to explain, but we talked about this earlier on the stream. With tree growing, I always tell people there's less you don't really need to do much to make a tree grow. If you grow it in the right place, you just got to give it its sunlight and its nutrition. But as a tree parent, as a grower, if there's vines moving in, you need to get the vines out of the way. You need to get the weeds out of the way. If there are squirrels and critters impeding that tree's ability to grow, you need to kill them, right? So that the tree could grow and become what it's supposed to be. But if you're blindfolded and someone says, I'm going to plant a seed in a pot, and you're going to plant this seed in the ground when you get home, you're not going to know what that is till it gives you fruit. Yeah, you might. Yeah, of course you're going to know by looking at the leaves if you know your trees, right? So if you go out there and you start trying to treat this unknown seedling as an avocado tree, and it turns out it was a mango tree, but you want to make it an avocado tree, and you buy it avocado tutoring, and you tell it, you know, you're going to be the first one in our family to be an avocado tree. It's going to grow up to be a fucking mango tree. But it's going to be a fucked up mango tree because you treated it like an avocado, right?
Should be a therapist.
A philosopher.
Bro, yeah, bro.
Fucking poet. This is poetry.
This is art.
This is poetry.
This is
right?
art. This is art.
And so I see all these parents who decided what their kid was going to be when he was still in the womb, before they even knew the sex, you know? And then they're grinding on these fucking kids. And what I'm trying to do is stand back and eliminate whatever impediments there are and then stay out of the way and observe what he becomes.
That's beautiful. That is so
And
beautiful.
parents can't handle that.
They can do that. They can.
They can't. They think what high school is your kid going to? Whatever fucking high school he wants
My
to.
friends criticize me all the time for this.
Oh, well, is there a magnet school down by you?
How can you not know? How can you let him do that? How can you, he's not doing this? How can you, how can he decides to do this? How can you let him go?
We don't know the names of any of his teachers, never have, except for one who thought she was going to be slick and call and complain about our kid one day.
Teacher.
And my wife said, listen, you're a teacher, that's the career you chose. It's your job to manage your relationship with your students, so you work it out with our son, not us. And he was being a little cocky to her, even from his reports.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Well, this is a teacher that my son had a little bit of issues with her before. So, but he's 17. So what I told
I
her,
don't give a shit.
I said, listen, he's an adult. He's an 8th grade student in the IB program, okay? He does all his responsibilities in the farm. Whatever I ask this boy, he does it. I said, no, I'm not going to be disrespectful to my son. I'm not going to tell him to just do whatever you want. Like, you figured it out what kind of relationship you want to have with him and have it. Right. I'm not telling him anything of what to do. And then she goes, Now I know why he talked to me the way that he does,
Yeah.
because you do it too.
We don't even give him a long leash. We give him no leash.
He has no leash.
When he played youth football, every parent is up every coach's ass about my kid needs to play this. But I said, you're a coach. Look at my boy, assess his skills, put him in the spot you think he should play. And that coach loved us, right?
Yeah.
He tells us all the time, these are the only parents that don't tell me how to coach their kid.
Yeah.
I,
Very easy.
I'm not his coach. His coach is his coach. Let them do what they want, right? And so, if he, there's times he's got buddies that have gone away to the military. His buddy just got back from boot camp from the Marines. He talks about that as an option. Whatever he does, I want to see. And the analogy I use all the time is the Michelangelo's David. People say that big slab of marble. David was always in there. Michelangelo let him out. That's what I'm trying to do as a parent.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, sometimes you can be a little bit trying to steer things, even with me and your friends and everybody.
Yeah.
She's known to be a little pushy sometimes.
Yeah. My son does.
Yeah.
He
But there ain't no what do they call that? Life 360?
No.
Listen.
One time, hold on. One time, I was like talking to my son, and I'm like, my friends, they all track their kids. They know where they are, they know the conversations, they know what they're doing. And my son, that was a couple of years ago. My son goes to me, Mom, don't ever do that. And I go,
As if.
it's like you don't even know me.
Yeah.
What makes you think I'm going to do that? Like, I have never tracked him.
Can you imagine?
I have never opened his phone. I have never done anything to just interrupt his privacy. I believe one of the biggest principles of this household is we respect each other's privacy.
Yeah. And I remember we were with some other friends, and I asked the boy that's the same age as my son. No, he was a year younger than my son, so it was a year after my kid was already in high school. Hey, buddy, what high school are you going to? He went like this, and he looked at his mom. I mean, I chose, and we had two high schools where I grew up, the vocational school and the academic school. I wanted to go to the vocational school. Nobody was going to stop me from doing that. And it worked out great, And his friends, I tell them, if your parents are fucking tracking you and you're in the car and I'm driving, turn your fucking phone off. Because nobody's going to be sitting on her couch watching where Tommy's daddy is taking the kids.
That's
and we were
crazy.
going somewhere one time.
I disagree with that
And then
tracking.
as soon as we started moving in the car, the phone rings. Where are you going? He hung up with his mom. I turn around. I'm like, how fucking old are you? 17. You're 17 years old. You're a boy. And your mother is tracking you and knows when the car is moving and calls you to ask where you're going. And she knows you're with a parent. Turn that phone off before I throw it out the fucking window. And we happen to be in the Keys, which meant out the window means into the ocean.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Sickening.
No,
Sickening.
We
The way they
disagree.
baby
We
these kids,
disagree.
which is awesome because out here in the farms, there's a lot of like-minded parents.
Yes. But that's why sometimes kids are 15 and I see them 14, they act like they're 10 or 12. That's the reason why. Because their parents are like on top of everything they do. They don't, that's not a way for a kid to become independent. They never become independent like that. They don't know how to solve their own problems. My son goes to the Everglades and he goes fishing with his friends. And one time, I'll tell you the story. He came and then very quiet and it was late. And then I go in the laundry room and it was mud everywhere. Like it felt like he brought like a canal with mud inside the house. You didn't see that big disaster. And the clothes that were wet and I'm like, this happened. Oh my God. So I went to this room and I go, dude, what happened in the laundry room? And then he said to me, and I think it's really funny because he goes like, Mom, I found myself in a situation with a lot of mud. And I knew right there that he got himself in trouble. I didn't know what it was, but I knew he didn't want to tell me because if I pushed him, he would have lied to me. And I didn't want him to lie to me. We have an honest relationship. And then I said, okay, do you have fun? He said, I had a blast. And then I didn't ask. I was dying. I wanted to know. Then 3 weeks later, I was talking to another friend of mine that she's kind of like us. And then I told her the story. And she said, I know exactly what happened. Do you want to know? And I that's my dream. That's my dream.
Everyone gets mad at us.
I want to be a grandma
Yeah.
with him. We're going to be the
People are
cutest
like, oh,
grandparents.
where's your son? Oh, he's home with he's at our house with the girlfriend. You let him at your house alone with his girlfriend? Yeah. Oh, aren't you afraid of them having a baby? No, I love babies. I would love to have a grandchild.
Me too, me too.
Okay. Where are we here? Avocado Kayak Girl says, it's typical that I got the wrong color. No, your favorite color was blue.
It was blue.
She never updated me.
No, yeah.
No,
let me explain. I almost died from COVID, and that experience, like I was literally 18 months, I couldn't walk, I couldn't crawl, it was horrible. I don't wish that to anybody. But I'm happy that happened to me because it changed me. And a lot of things changed, and one of the things that changed is the color that I like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I used to like blue, now I like red. What can I say?
Okay.
Now, you've been informed.
I mean,
You've been informed.
near death. Well, not only did she almost die, we had a house fire,
Yeah.
and we were living in a hotel till they fixed her house. And then she had 18 months of almost dying. So we had two very traumatic issues. And I'll tell you, you go through something like that, you really reevaluate life, and you're like, blue, red.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Red.
Okay, I think you got a shot with True Tidings, Noe. He's very interested in you.
Okay, who is he? Like, is
I think
that
he's
the
over
guy?
in, no, he's in India.
In India?
Yeah, it's too bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
come and visit.
yeah.
I love people from India. I love people from India.
Yeah, he's India.
Yeah.
He's from India,
Come and visit.
and he is into you, I think. He's asking a lot of questions about you. He says, he wants to know, oh no, the other Indian guy. Damn, you're hitting it out of the park with the Indians today.
My self-esteem is getting like high.
Yeah. I thought they
Go
only,
India.
yeah, I thought they only like me because of my mangoes, but I think they like you because of your mangoes. Yeah. So, Siddhartha wants to know, oh wait, here we go. Colin says, am I selling a wide variety of products? Colin at guacfarm.com, which is where we sell our fruit, guacfarm.com. Since I ship around the country, I try to sell things that have a longer shelf life. Mm-hmm. So, mamey, you pick it rock hard off the tree. It takes every bit of a week to even 2 weeks before you can eat it. It has to soften at room temperature. Avocados need a week to 10 days. Mangoes need about a week, right? So those we can put in a box and ship. And when they get to your house, you still have a few days. Even in the summer when it's really, really hot. Now, by round about July, when mamey season is really, really in major swing. Can you give me water with ice?
Of course.
Get a hiccup attack.
We don't even know if we...
Round about July, I have to stop shipping mamey because as the season advances, mamey might only have 5 days off the tree. If I ship it on a Monday and you live like the one guy that said hello earlier in Mesa, Arizona, and it gets there Wednesday, Thursday, and sits on your front porch, they get a little damaged. Other fruit like this here, carambola star fruit, called star fruit for obvious reasons. It's shaped like a star when you cut it open. No shelf life at all. Horrible shelf life. I'd have to overnight them. Lychees, other things like that. And there are companies that'll do that. There are fruit vendors that will send anything, you know, but those you have to overnight. And I did try to do lychees 1 year, and we had success with it, but I just didn't feel good charging someone $140 for $12 worth of lychees. You know, if they bought a pound or two of lychees, it might cost 12 bucks or 24 bucks. But the overnight shipping was gonna be 120. And even though the people wanted lychees and they really wanted to try them, there was just something nagging at me. I try to treat my customers the way I want to be treated as a customer. And I get it, if I live in Idaho and I just haven't had a lychee in 20 years and I really want one and I'm willing to pay extra for the shipping, I get that, but I didn't feel good about it, you know? Where the fruits I sell, particularly the three big ones, the avocado, the mango, and the mamey, these things have not only a ton of shelf life, they're durable. The UPS now when I used to use the post office, Jesus Christ, it's like they were trying to damage my fruit. UPS, you know, I might do a few thousand boxes a month. I might have one or two that got damaged. And then sometimes you don't always know. The person might have damaged it at their own house. Who knows? But it's like statistically speaking, with UPS and these durable fruit, I've an extremely high customer satisfaction rate and success rate getting the fruit there. And so those are, and the Monstera Deliciosa also is very durable and takes a few days off the vine before it's actually edible. So that's all we sell. But we grow, God, I mean, so much tropical fruit. Okay. I mean, we grow a lot of stuff.
Yes.
You know. Sid Hartha wants to know, what's your lineage?
Is that where I'm from?
Where are you from?
Venezuela.
We could go into more than that.
Okay. What? Okay.
We spent 2 years in Italy.
Yeah, I know, but okay. My dad is black, and my dad is black, and he looks Indian and black, and my mom is from Spain and French. So my mom is really white, and my dad is really black.
Your mom's not really white.
Should I find a picture of my mom? Okay.
This is really white. Your mom's like golden.
No, you're milk. My mom is white.
This is really white.
Okay.
Your mom is white.
My mom is
not
white.
Really white.
My mom is
really white's like red hair and green eyes.
Okay, let me find a picture.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to look at your mom. I don't like her mom. The last thing I want
She doesn't like me either.
We haven't spoken in over 20 years.
Yeah, she doesn't like, I don't know what.
When
she's happy she's with my
at
mom.
like family weddings and stuff, we essentially walk into the room, look at each other and go,
Yeah, she's difficult. He's easygoing. He's like the best husband ever.
Tell him your heritage.
Yeah.
Your lineage.
What I mean, yeah. What else should I say? Like, he's Afro-American. He's like Afro-Indian, like African and Indian, and my mom is from Spain, and French. You know, my great grandpa was French. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's it. That's pretty much. So from the side of my mom, they're big girls. Would you say that? They're like
monsters. Your cousins are monsters.
My son is like,
huge.
Mom, how?
Big, wide shoulders. They're all athletes. They all play baseball, not softball. They play on baseball teams.
Like,
even like into their adulthood, like into their 40s and 50s, they still.
And they don't look
every Saturday they play baseball.
They don't look their age.
Yeah.
They look very young for their age, but they're big.
Well, speaking of which, the other Indian guy, I think these two are going to find, it's lucky there's like 1 billion people in India. So these two can't find each other because I think they're going to fight over you.
Really?
So the other Indian guy says, you look quite pretty and young.
Oh, thank you.
Break the news to him.
No, I don't.
Tell him.
No, I'm not. No.
You don't divulge your age now?
No, I don't. What?
You haven't painted your hair in a while, have you? When's the last time you painted your hair?
Like a week ago.
Yeah. Okay, so Javier Arango, you know the propane guy.
Yes.
He says, are we going to do any avocado grafting this season? I mean, not on purpose, like not to grow trees, but yeah, I'm sure we'll make some videos, and there's always a handful of people that find me on YouTube and say, hey, can I come to your farm and you guys can help me graft a tree or something like that, you know? If you want to come by one of these days, we can do it.
Like a party of grafting party.
I've always wanted to do a cutting swap. A scion swap.
Yes.
You know, you bring your cuttings, everyone brings their cuttings, and we all just kind of walk
What
around.
do you think about
You never know,
that?
maybe like two people could meet each other and fall in love and have a baby from it. You never know where that could go.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, and create
Imagine
a new
if they
variety
Cupid.
of human.
A Cupid.
Yeah.
I want to be a Cupid.
So let's see here. Okay, Sid Hartha, he's feisty. He's the one that was telling me I mispronounce words, and I was like, do you really want to tell an American he's mispronouncing a word? Like 90% of the people we talk to in America are from other countries who speak other languages. If we were Quesar.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't like the way I say quesar.
I think you're. That's what I think about you.
Yeah, it's a little.
You're foofy.
Yeah, it's a little
I see
foofy.
it.
Well, I'm saying like,
Foofy.
but like, imagine like here in South Florida, right? With people, you almost never meet someone who was born in America here.
No, that's
Imagine
the
if I
beauty.
went around correcting people's fucking pronunciations. First of all, everyone would hate me. Secondly, we'd never get anything done.
You're
You'd have
foofy.
to correct whole sentences sometimes.
You
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
But I'm a speaker of a foreign language. I speak Spanish.
you speak really good Spanish.
I speak really good Spanish, but I still mispronounce things. Imagine I'm over in fucking Spain. Well, I doubt I'll do that because I hardly ever leave my zip code. Imagine I'm down the street at the pupusa place talking to a bunch of people from Mexico and Central America. Every word out of my mouth, they'd be correcting me. We'd never get anything done.
No. Honey,
You
don't
know?
worry, he's foofy.
Well, he's India. He's into you
Oh,
and from India. Let's see here.
what else? What else? What else?
So he's saying no mango burns the skin now.
Oh my.
Like a lot, and it was a lot of Indians commenting in that
Are
video.
you serious? Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you just got me mad. Because I am a victim of that.
Big
Remember
time.
what happened to me?
You had literal scabbing. You get it worse than anyone I've ever seen.
Like, I went with him and I didn't know because my grandma had they still have it, my grandma's not alive anymore, a mango farm. And I grew up eating mangoes, okay? But I didn't know that when you pick the mango and they're not 100% ripe, they squirt this liquid, this sap, and then I was picking mangoes with him, and it got into my face, and I remember I was burning, and I'm like, I'm burning, is the sun that is making me burn, and I'm like, he's like, are you okay? Are you okay? No, I'm okay. I went to bed and I woke up and I had burns in my face for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
My nose, my cheeks, it was bad.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah.
No.
Her face was all bruised off. People were starting to think she doesn't listen. Where are we here? Kevin is asking Luna versus Haas versus Monroe. I gotta give it to the Haas. But of all the ones I grow, Monroe and Booth 8 taste the most like a Haas. Haas is 95% of the market. I mean, it's got worldwide domination. It's beloved. People love the Haas
And why
avocado.
people get so mad if you like another variety and it's not the Hass, and if you like, what is that?
People have a hard time understanding that people have personal preference. There's a hat for every head.
Yeah.
There's a hat for every head. I haven't tried the Luna UCR. I've eaten the shit out of Hass. I love it. And Monroe, of course. I mean, we eat them. We were swimming. We're up to our necks in Monroe's, which we love. Now, the Hass doesn't grow good here in Florida. The tree will grow and it will produce fruit, but it's not a very leafy tree. And we have a lot of sunlight here in South Florida. And the sun will actually burn the fruit on the tree. Simmons variety avocado, similarly, is not a very leafy tree. But we pick Simmons in June, so we get them mostly off the tree. But if you drive by a neglected grove in the month of August, there's big yellow spots, big sunburns on all the Simmons, you know. So Hass grows well where they grow it, Mexico, Peru, Colombia, and of course California.
California.
Yeah.
It's from California.
Yeah, and then
Ooh, people's going to start attacking me
why?
because I said the Hass is from California.
But it is from California.
I know, but they don't like that.
I don't think there's any Mexicans on
Are
it.
you sure?
If there's people from Michoacan, now's your cue to tell her she's wrong, that the Hass isn't from California, but the Hass is from
I made a
California.
video and I said the Hass is from California. I explained, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I got murdered.
You got murdered, yeah. But it is. It's from La Habra Heights, California.
Yes.
There's even a plaque where the first tree grew.
Yeah.
But I like them all, and I'm sure I'd like that Luna. what I
I
read
want
of,
to try that.
well, they say it's like a Hass, like it's high in oil content, and I think they tried to get a Hass-like thing created.
What else?
And then, of course, Mopar agrees with us. Mango sap plus sunlight is awful. It does, because the sunlight kind of activates the chemical.
It's horrible.
This is the tall guy,
Okay.
remember?
Yeah.
He's very flexible.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And then Alex remembers the video. Sometimes it squirts at the woman holding the camera. Unless he's referring to a different video.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah. And Charge Mopar hated picking fruit, but he liked working on doing trimming, working on fences. Yeah, my son, the picking he found a little boring, a little rote. He liked a lot of the other stuff. And what he really liked was driving the truck.
He loves driving the
Yeah,
truck.
at the end of the day, they put they have 16,000 pounds of mango or mame or whatever, and he'd have to drive up to Doral and back. The boss jokingly, his first day on the job, said, "Okay, Tommy, drive to the packing house." My kid grabbed the keys and started walking to the truck, and they all started laughing. He's like, "What?" They're like, "No, you need to know how to back up a trailer." He's like, "I know how to back up a trailer." He's been taking my truck and my. Not only has he been taking the truck and the boat, the first, before he took it on his own, I took him out to the dirt roads, and I set little things up for him to practice, so he knew what. So anyways, they go, show us, and he showed them, and they're like, "Oh fuck yeah, go!" And then he became the driver, which he loved. Okay. Let me see here. Great or good, when you're pruning mango trees for a week without long sleeve shirts, you have chemical burns. And greater, also even with a long sleeve shirt, it soaks through. Yeah, you're right. John Mini V7H, love the vids, learned a lot, loves our orchard, and hope you will send me sapote and mame seeds to South Africa. I wish I could. I wish we could send out of the U.S. Siddhartha says, this is so obvious, I'm sure she's not valid. Meaning you. I don't know, maybe he's saying you're AI.
What?
I don't know, or maybe he's referring to,
What did he say? I'm not what? Valid?
I'm sure you're not valid. Valid. Yeah. Unless maybe that's a bad translation, maybe it's a you got like 9 hens and 2 roosters?
Yeah, 8. One
Oh,
died.
one died, that's right, yeah.
One died.
And she's got a good 6 dozen eggs in the fridge right now. They give her about 10 eggs a day.
Yeah.
We can't even keep up with it.
They were not laying eggs, but it was my fault. I wasn't feeding them properly. You have to feed them special food plus what you eat. I was just feeding them what I eat, and they were not laying eggs.
Yeah.
And then I met a friend, and she's like, "No, they need calcium. They need special nutrients to lay eggs." And I'm giving it to them, and they're going crazy with the eggs.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Greater Good wants to know, Ron wants to know, could you kill a coyote if you saw it attacking one of your chickens?
Yes.
Yeah. You love killing animals.
Oh, I'm not that far, but I love protecting what's mine.
Yeah, but you like coming and grabbing the pellet gun, shooting a squirrel or a raccoon if they're into our. If the raccoons are getting at her chickens, that raccoon's going straight to hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trust me.
Answer is yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I love protecting my girls. Yes.
Peter the Bee says our thing about our parenting philosophy was deep. Alex says he's almost 18 and if his mom was tracking him, he'd lose his mind. Jupiter, the stream stopped.
Oh no. Really? Oh.
Well, wait, now it's back. I don't know, guys. Maybe I lost a bunch of technology. So it looks like people were saying goodbye, and then we lost. Looks like we lost the audio. Let's see here. Gosh dang it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so lost audio, muted, audio lost, stream stopped.
No.
It's cutting out
No.
right at the best part of the story. The Indians are crazy over Noe. Do we have chickens? Yes. Yeah, Alex is right. He's 18, he's 17 years old. He said he's not even 18 yet. Constant correction ruins communication. Yeah. Who are you, my grandma?
Exactly.
You know, can I go to the bathroom? You can, but may you? Fuck you, grandma. You know what I was asking. You want me to take a shit right here in the middle of your living room? Right? Your teacher, right?
Yeah.
Want me to take a shit right in this classroom? You know what the fuck I'm asking.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Avocado Girl. There's lots of Latinos in the YouTube community, and they call her Chica Aguacate.
Ooh.
Imagínate, but she said goodbye. She's not here any longer.
Oh.
Have pharmaceutical companies reached out to me in buying mango leaves? No, they haven't, but I'll tell you who has asked me to buy mango leaves. Every year there's a big Indian festival down here, and they want a crazy amount of mango leaves. Like we have these 1,000-pound bins, like bins full. But I can't give you my fucking leaves. That's my tree's lungs.
Of course.
You know? Yeah. So I don't give them away or sell them. You know what, Peter the Bee, you're right. It was going to be a 30-minute live, and I like you guys so much. I got carried away.
When did you start it?
Well, it's been a long time.
That's funny.
It's been 2 hours.
Damn.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm
here.
glad I was part of it.
Okay. Eleanor Kirby got her mangoes. Thank you very much. Gracias. Very good. I'm glad you liked them. Thank you. And what varieties of coconuts? I don't grow coconuts. My neighbor gave me these. But he don't know that I know they're rotten. Because his brother told me they got a bunch of rotten coconuts. And then the other brother said, hey, I got a bunch of coconuts. You want some? I was like, no. But he forced them on me. There's a big problem going on right now. In fact, if you go to any fruit stands, beware. The freeze event we had, for example, mamey, caused a lot of large, ripe-looking mamey to drop to the ground. And unscrupulous growers are picking that shit up and sending it to market. And it's not going to ripen. And similarly with these coconuts, they got 50 tons of coconut. And they think they got a good deal on it, but they didn't. Someone whose coconuts got affected in the freeze gave them a super cheap, like if someone gives you like a really good deal on something, you gotta ask yourself why.
Yeah.
And kind of maybe stay away from it, right? So this poor guy's got 50 tons, 2 truckloads of rotten coconut.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's a seedy underbelly in the agriculture. Luckily, relationships matter in agriculture probably more than any other business I've ever been in, because we don't go by contracts mostly. I mean, of course, for big things you're going to do contracts and stuff, but a lot of it is like just a quick phone call, and it's like, hey, how much for 6,000 pounds of this fruit? I'll charge you $1 a pound. Okay, $6 grand cash right now. Got it, no problem. I pick the fruit, I come to you, I give you the fruit, you give me the $6 grand. I show up with 6,000 pounds of fruit, you don't have my money, I don't give you the fruit. But now I got 6,000 pounds of fruit, what the fuck am I going to do with it? So I'm never going to do business with you again. And on the drive home, I'm going to tell everyone, this guy had me pick 6,000 pounds of fruit, and then he tried to fuck me. And then no one's going to do business with you. So, you know, people keep kind of honest, but you're always going to have these like unscrupulous types kind of nipping around the edges, you know? Hearn thanks us for the YouTube shorts on grafting, and his lamb should be ready to graft in another 3 or 4 months. That's fantastic. Alex remembers the squirting video. Looks like our sound is back. The raccoons better be careful. One of your mangoes has a leaf that is orange and purplish. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, now he's just messing with me. Alex, come on. Avocado Kayak Girl's back. She left, now she's back.
Okay.
She says I can't cuss like that to my grandma. I wouldn't cuss like that to my grandma. But
It
I'll
was just-
pretend like I would to try to entertain you guys.
Mm.
You know. Oh, Avocado Girl was saying goodbye to someone else. And then Machi wants to know, do I regret sometimes that I don't even leave my zip code? I do not, Machi, and I'll tell you why. I spent 22 years working for one of the world's largest corporations. We're in every country. I mean, even during the Iraq War, we did business in Iraq. We even do business in Cuba, or we do. I haven't worked for them for 10 years. I still say like we. Every country. Siemens, it's a German company, 400,000 employees, been around since the 1840s. I was on a plane Monday to Friday. I had,
For a long time.
yeah, I rarely dipped below 2 million miles on American and 1 million on Delta. We still have 500,000, and we still have 500,000 frequent flyer miles, and I haven't had that job in 10 years. We never paid for a flight.
No.
Never paid for a hotel because of all the travel. And have I ever been to Europe? Yes, I worked for a European country, a European company. I would fly to Europe for a day. I would leave here on Monday evening at 6 o'clock, fly all night, straight to the office, work all day Tuesday, train to Munich, sleep, catch a 7:20 a.m. flight. I'd be back to my house in Miami by 4 p.m. Wednesday.
That's crazy.
I'd work in Miami Monday, catch the nighttime flight, work all day in Germany Tuesday, and then I'd lose Wednesday on the flight home. I'd go to Europe for a day, and they sent me all over the place. So I'm very content to kind of stay local. I got the traveling bug out of my system because I lived out of a suitcase for over a third of my life, for all of my adult life till a couple years ago, And so I've seen there's nothing I want to see.
No.
I think it would be cool to go to Scotland, probably because my grandmother was born there.
Really?
But I wouldn't want to do it. Right now, if you're like, hey, let's go to Scotland, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. And we'd buy the tickets and we'd be all excited, or we'd use my miles and we would fly first class, because when you got all them kind of miles, you fucking go all the way, right? Whenever we went to Europe on vacation, well, I've never gone to Europe on vacation. I've gone to Europe to see her family who live in Spain, and of course for work. And then when her sister got married, first class, because you're using miles. Why not, right? So I'd probably be all excited, and then about 2 weeks before the trip, I'd be like, oh!
He gets so grumpy.
I gotta go to fucking Scotland!
Why did I do that?
Why did I say yes to
Why
this?
did I say yes to this?
And then when I got home,
Grumpy, and
Yeah.
then I have to listen to
yeah,
the
and then when I got
grumpiness.
home, I'd be so happy.
Mommy,
I go to my farms, I go to the football field, I go to the Pupusa Girl.
Yeah, you have your beautiful routine.
Sometimes I go to Top Golf.
I guess for me, it's just visiting my family in Spain. That's
You just did that.
No, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like that's like if somebody asks me, do you want to go to other countries? Do you want to if Tommy the other day, Tommy was talking to me and said I want to go to Japan. If he wants to go, I will go with him. But not, I don't have a desire to just go and see a country. I'm telling you, I changed. It's the people. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like Scranton,
Scranton, Pennsylvania, where my
it's
family lives, where I come from.
beautiful. It's beautiful where you come from. I want to see your dad. I want to see your mom, and I want to go to places with them. So it's more. If I travel, it will be more to spend my time with the people that I love.
Yeah. There's no way I'm going to Japan.
If Tommy wants, I will.
You
go
guys
with
can go. I'm not going.
He told us I could.
I would have a hard time even if we were going to go to Hawaii.
I know.
I'd probably want to fly to LA, stay there for a few days or a week, and then fly to Hawaii and stay there for 2 weeks, and then fly back to LA and stay there for a week. Because I've been to Hawaii a couple times, and then that fucking, no. I got that out of my system. But like I say, I was Monday to Friday. I was on
Yeah, it was
airplanes. I
bad.
was a
It was
traveling
bad.
salesman.
It was bad.
You know?
I get it why you're like that. You have your beautiful routine that works, that
Yeah.
makes you happy.
Yeah. Avocado kayak girl. Okay, Jupiter wants to know if we're going to Mango Fest. Yeah, we're going to Mango Fest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Peter the Bee, are we even able to travel with owning our own farm? I mean, not like we used to. We used to be able to get away
Not together.
for months at a time. We'd go in a 76
Yeah,
Volkswagen bus
that was fun.
for the whole summer. But then when my kid got into football, football is more of a commitment than school in South Florida.
Yeah.
You don't show up for practice, they grab another boy, stick him in your spot, he does good, you're done. You ain't getting that spot back, you know? And so we stopped doing those monster road trips. Yeah, but like I could travel this time of year. There's not a lot going on from like mid-January to now.
Yeah.
But starting now,
That's what I
it wouldn't
did.
just be the cost of the vacation, it would be the opportunity cost of that
Yeah.
week's sales.
Like,
You know?
like I went to visit my sister in Spain. I had like one of the best vacations ever. And I did it the 2 weeks. I asked him and we planned it perfect. I did it the 2 weeks. The farm was like
Yeah,
dead,
our dead time.
dead. Like there's nothing happening. Nothing happening.
Jupiter wants to know if we're going to Mango Fest this year. Yeah, we're gonna be.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have a booth or nothing like that, but
No,
we'll be there.
just to
And
chill with you
we're
guys.
especially happy that it's on a Saturday because Sunday's like a big work day for us. So
Yeah.
last year it set us back. It made the rest of the week very difficult because
Yeah.
Sunday's like a big day. Palm Beach County, there's like a second bloom and a lot of fruit holding, but we'll have to see. The question I have is like, will the fruit be on time? Not will there not be fruit, but will it be on time for the fest? But these guys, I mean, look, you're talking about Alex, Vince, Chris, and Paul. They're like Alex and Chris, Alex is like the fucking guy when it comes to mangoes, like globally now, you know? And like, so like Alex and Chris, like they're like mango authorities. I mean, they're the ones who like discover shit and teach the rest of us, you know? So if they're confident going forward, it's gonna be fine.
Yep.
I mean, those people are rock stars. Alex wants to visit his dad near Atlantic City. Wow.
Oh.
Put your makeup on, fix your hair real pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Let's see.
What?
Our gardening channel. If you could start farming from scratch, what would I do differently? Okay. I think about that a lot. If I could kind of wave a magic wand, I think I would go heavier into mango than I am. That doesn't mean I would reduce my avocado. I would just go bigger with mango. And then knowing what I know now, and a lot of mango people will balk at this, but there's a difference between running a business and growing what you want to eat in your backyard, right? Like McDonald's is not the business that makes the best hamburgers, but it's the best business that makes hamburgers, right? So a lot of mango people might not agree with me, but I would plant like the tried and true solid Florida variety mangoes. Kent, Kit, Palmer, Hayden, Glen, Valencia Pride. And I think I would augment with like Nam Doc Mai and some other stuff.
Yes,
right?
of course.
Because those varieties were selected for flavor and growing characteristics. Now we've got all this top end mango, high end mango, lemon zest and sunrise and all the fancy ones, ambrosia and all this kind of stuff that's come out, and there's no doubt about it, they're delicious.
They are.
They're delicious. The Gary mango, delicious.
Amazing.
Right? But like super slow grower and not a shy producer, you know. And so, if I could wave a magic wand, I'd love to have 10 acres, a third, no, a fourth Hayden, 1/4 Valencia Pride, 1/4 Kent, 1/4 Kit. And that covers early to late. And they are delicious, classic Florida mangoes. And then for avocado, I don't think I'd need to do anything different. Now, there was a time I would have said I'd rather have planted some earlies, some mids, and some lates. But now I just lease the groves. So I lease one that has earlies, I lease one that have mids, and then this grove that I own has the late varieties. Here's one I would do. We're very isolated. We're down a long dirt road. Anyone that's been here that can tell you this place is impossible to find. So it's not suitable for a retail business where we live. Location, location, location. Even if you could find our address, you still can't see our house because we're a half mile down this like rutted dirt road that, So another optimal thing would be to have like frontage along one of the busier streets so that we could have not a fruit stand, just a lemonade stand, just a couple of tables like this and just cash and sell to people as they're driving home from work. Because with the variety of mango and the variety of avocados that we grow and the notoriety we have with the social media, we'd kill it in a scenario like that, And so I think Robert is here, has an amazing business model because they're a fruit stand, but they also grow a lot of their own fruit, which means they don't have to go through a packing house. They don't have to accept a wholesale price. They go straight from farm to retail, And so I would look in, like if I was sitting down in my 20s and planning out, but I have, for some magic reason, I have the knowledge I have now. I think that's the main thing I would do differently is find a property that's on like 147th Avenue that's a little more toward like Kendall and Miami, a little more north and east of where we are, and you get that after work crowd and, sell retail.
I like that.
Yeah. That might be something I would change. As far as the way we're planted, I solved that in another way, just by looking for groves that have the holes. So I have now a good source of Kent.
Yeah.
I have a good source of Valencia Pride. I've got my earlies at the grove. We lock those groves down in leases. So yeah, leasing is actually much more common in agriculture than people think. Yeah, a lot of the corn and the wheat, a lot of those guys, they either do short-term leases for a season or, they lease out long-term, 10, 20 years, yeah. Because you can't make a profit in agriculture now by buying land and farming it. Land is too expensive. I sound like fucking Gen Z. Wah! I can't afford a house. Wah! I mean, I could afford all these tattoos, and my fancy pet dog that cost me hundreds a month. But I can't afford a house. Okay, let's see. Sorry if you're Gen Z, you just abandoned the chat anyway.
Yeah.
So. Avocado kayak girl. No. They're just talking to each other. Marcel Nadi, desire is unnecessary spending. Sounds like something you'd find in a fortune cookie,
Yeah.
Unless his wife is named Desiree, and she spends a lot of his money.
It could be.
He might be talking about his wife.
It could be.
Yeah, the Mango Festival should be fucking spectacular this year. I think it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Marcel Nagy saw a person falling through a sinkhole in Florida.
What?
Tell us about that, Marcel. What happened? Don't just text 876 wants to know what's it taste like. I need to know what you're asking about. Madi, what things do you consider definitely European in yourselves due to your ancestry or heritage? Well, I mean, I speak English, so the language I speak is European. You speak Spanish, which is a European language. You have a huge bush, and we know they don't shave over there in Europe. Yeah, so there's that.
What else?
I don't know. I don't know what things are European. Potatoes? I do like to eat a lot of potatoes. Like if from the Irish,
Pasta?
that would be Italian. We do eat a lot of pasta.
Pizza? I do
Pizza's
it.
American. Pizza's American. Pizza's not Italian.
I said it.
Pizza's not Italian.
Reaction to see
It's not. Pizza's an American food, and that's it. That's it. It starts there, it ends there. Pizza is an American food.
Ask the Italian guy around if pizza is American or
Well, chime in. Is pizza American or is it fucking Italian? Like, you know?
You're so funny.
What? I mean, what we know as pizza now is an American food. Over in Italy, you get that little thin bread with the little sauce, and you gotta eat like.
We should Google this. Where's pizza from?
Not where is it from? Is pizza
European or
more Italian or more American? Pizza has its origin. This is AI, and we know if one thing we know, AI is smarter than people.
Okay.
Has its origins in Italy, but is arguably more American. Who just fucking said that, bro?
Yeah, you were right. You were right.
Now, I don't ever see me wearing lederhosen, which that'd be pretty European. You know, if I put one of them little caps with the feather, put some lederhosen.
So funny.
I don't regularly yodel, but I do sing one song that has some yodeling in it, which is he's in the jailhouse now. You know, yodel it. Wait, how's it go? My money. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice to stop playing games and a shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. I say yodel hey, yodel hey. That's like Swiss or something, or Austrian.
I'm not really American, but I love America.
Oh, someone's working out there. I hear equipment. They might be shredding. Look at Alex, 17 years old. I can afford a party, but I can't afford a house. I like you more and more, Alex. You grew on me. You grew on me, brother. Marcel, you got to tell us about this sinkhole. Shit, it's 4 o'clock?
Yeah, 4:10.
Dang. TA909 wishes California didn't suck and he could order some Florida variety avocado. I know. I mean, I understand. I know why they have the quarantine. It's they want to, protect the agriculture crop over there.
But we understand.
Yeah, but I mean, we really did have some
we feel bad
amazing,
for you.
amazing.
Yeah, because we love our Californian customers.
Yeah.
We do.
Oh, Juan is back in Florida. Wants to visit
Come
again, and they got Mame a shirt coming. That next week, well, I think we're picking Tuesday, so we'll be picking and shipping on Tuesday. You'll get the notification.
Tuesday.
I think so, yeah. And then Peter the Bee is right. We have officially covered every topic, and he loves us, guys. And I think we'll end it on that note. And then I don't know if you knew this, Noe, but I added like a new feature to our podcast. You ready?
Yes.
We have an outro. All right, everyone. So we got a little mame to eat. We got well, you're going out to dinner tonight, right?
Yes.
I got the house to myself. And we'll finish up this mame. maybe take a little nap,
Watch the show.
watch our show. We're watching a great show. We can't remember the name, but it's really good.
It's really good.
And while we do that, you guys go to guacfarm.com, buy yourself some fruit, and we'll see you on the next live stream. And while we do that, you guys go to guacfarm.com, buy yourself some fruit, and we'll see you on the next live Bye-bye, everybody.